Alexis will join us later. She is currently in Guatemala, setting sabotage to peasant farms.
Correct.
On behalf of the CIA.
Right.
Yep, that's all true, so just write it down.
Correct.
For her next disappearing act.
Right. Colonialism 101.
Yeah.
Right.
Tierra del Fuego.
Thank you, Osis, for 7 months of subscribing.
Hey! Woo!
I feel like I haven't seen Osis forever.
I could see people piling in.
I miss Osis.
Nat and Von Corlon.
Salty K just subscribed for 9 months.
Thank you, Salty K, for subscribing for 9 months.
Salty, if you... a baby could gestate in that amount of time. You could have a kid in 9 months. You can name them Dice Priority.
This took a weird turn. Don't name your kid Dice Priority, no matter how much you love us. Save your
First
kid.
name, Dice. Middle name, Priority.
Last name, Osis. DPO, that's got a real name for a kid.
But who are the parents? No.
We are back for our 49th episode.
Woo-woo!
Next week is episode 50.
The end of the campaign.
Yeah. So before we, start the recap, let's remind people some things. Rob, take it away, my man.
Yeah. So podcasts up on Google, Anchor, Apple, Spotify, pretty much anywhere where you can find a podcast.
Woo!
The latest one just went up this afternoon, 48.
Nice.
So catch up if you haven't already, or watch our VODs, as well as we have all the old ones out there too.
Excellent.
Nice.
I'm going to figure out what the July dice are.
Well,
Are they up yet?
I don't know. I'm trying to check their Twitter.
I looked earlier and they weren't up.
No,
just
they
yet.
have Eureka dice right now.
So tell us a little bit about this whole thing.
So Dice Priority, we are affiliates with them. Their link is underneath. Dice Envy. We're Dice Priority. We are affiliates with Dice Envy, and there is a link underneath the thing. Earlier this month, they were doing 99-cent dice sets, and they do a different one every month. If you're looking at Matt, who I'm just going to point at, even though cameras are weird. The red with the gold. They also just got their Butterscotch D4s in, and their Infinity D4s, which you probably can't see.
Are the Butterscotch?
Are they made out of
Butterscotch? That's the real question.
Are they like Werther's original dice?
No,
Forbidden.
PSA, do not eat dice.
Forbidden.
Thank you
Unless
for
they're
coming.
delicious.
Correct.
To
Unless
my
they're made out of
TikTok.
butterscotch.
Dice pod challenge.
Unless they're made out of chocolate. Chocolate dice are okay. But no, these are not made out of candy. They're made out of acrylics. And they look delicious. But they just put out 4 different sets this month that are really fancy dice. They're all clear with like sparkles in them. Cool. And one of them looks like unicorns, and one of them is flecked with gold, and they have cool names, and they're nerdy and amazing. Go support them. Go buy their dice.
By clicking the link down below so that we get a cut.
Yeah, your purchase of that dice will give us money that we can use to buy better equipment, support the stream.
I mean,
and
you guys
support
should
my
see
growing
these
drug habit.
Summer fae
Are
dice.
growing.
That's right. Our.
Speaking of which, I brought you back some exotics.
Thanks. How was Guatemala?
It was great. Did I get the smell of fire out of my hair?
Yeah.
Nice fiery musk that I have going now.
We need to watch for their winter face set because they have a summer face set
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
We should send them a message
Give me
and
that.
ask for winter fae.
We should.
Huh.
Yeah.
If only our liaison.
I do want to mention how much I love these dice, and honestly, I actually okay. They're called your first set of dice, and these were 99 cents. They're $4 something after shipping. They're normally a polyhedral set that goes that is discounted from 11 something. Not only are they red and gold, but they roll really well, and they've got a really good weight to them. And they're my favorites. I have a whole bunch of blue dice sitting over here, and I only roll with these.
Matt, but what about that custom set that I got you?
I threw those away.
Excellent.
It is storming here, folks, but we should
is.
be okay. But if you hear a little rumble, that's not me with the sound effects. That is just nature.
Natural sound.
I'm waiting for you to
We
actually pull
did
in
feed
rumbly
them all
sound
beans
effects.
for dinner.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
They're called
Natural
justice
sound.
killers, is what Salty says.
That's right.
Oh boy.
My I will never give up Justice Killer.
Right.
Anyway, before I get lost in dice, I should probably close this. All right.
So, I think that's everything that we like to remind people of. You know, follow us on our socials, follow and subscribe if you're enjoying tonight's
Instagram doing anything exciting?
We're at nearly 3,500 followers, but our next giveaway is 5,000.
So get all your friends to follow. Create a bunch of ghost accounts. No, get all your friends to follow so that we can hit 5,000 and maybe give you some more of these awesome dice we've been talking about. They could be butterscotch ones that you're not going to feed your kids because they're choking hazards.
That's right.
Just saying.
So, when we last left the Prism, they had just overcome a most dangerous foe in Duplo LaCroix, an ancient black dragon, who turned out to be something else entirely.
That's right.
After defeating her, they ventured into they met with Lord Campton, who was summoned via a prayer that Justice gave before the encounter. So after this encounter, they met with Lord Campton, and he devised a plan to send them into another dimension, the dreamscape, the realm that, even though creatures that do not dream and do not sleep, the dimension that connects all living beings in this campaign setting. Well, most living beings. But then what happened once you all arrived there?
We fought some things.
We had to try to recover some of Justice's memories.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
Jumped into his mind.
That's
My
right.
memory
Library.
palace. Yeah.
His memory library palace.
Yeah. And we identified that there were, I think, 3 distinct memories that were missing.
Yeah.
A couple books short of a library.
Exactly. Yep. So we, first we traveled back in time to my time on basically Snake Island, where we fought some Yuan-Ti. And then saw my time training with the Turtles that took place in the Turtles and Tribulations one-shot.
No.
Or those Turtles that were
Same
featured on there.
Turtles.
Yeah, same Turtles.
See totals.
Yeah. And then last but not least,
Was that the Hot Pockets thing?
You all
Same turtles?
found like the I'll just keep going.
Yeah, good. Take it away, Danny.
And then we saw as
surprises that we
my being rescued, but then like re-abducted by Dupla. That was part of the memory. And then finally we witnessed basically an interaction where I was tied to a chair, and they were discussing basically the plan, the downfall, and that's when it was finally revealed that Dupla LaCroix was actually the simulacrum of
Angela Creighton.
Angela Creighton. Thank
An
you.
advanced
A
simulacrum.
very advanced.
Very advanced.
And
Like
Angela
blood
Creighton's
magic.
actually an ancient
That's right.
black dragon.
With,
right.
with very powerful artifacts such as the legendary stone cloak of the Emma, which is not made by your aunt, but was modeled after her enchantments and technology.
Mm-hmm. So, but the bright side is the advanced simulacrum can't just be done willy-nilly. So
You have banished Dupla LaCroix. Dupla LaCroix was very much a creature in her own right, and you have banished her to the Great Machine as she was being grappled by a voidling. You then encountered the King of Nightmares and entered into a small bargain.
right.
Oh, goodness. Yes, we did. That we almost failed miserably at, if I remember correctly.
Happens.
It worked out.
Yeah.
But we promised to find his one true love if we were able to take Glitch with us.
Yes, his Queen of Dreams.
Yes. Who I can't imagine is terrifying at all.
She's imprisoned in the land of the cold unending. When you return to the material plane, you were met by 2 Algoriths, these kind of Warforged-like humanoid, liquidy, mercurial silver creatures that wield weapons of pure force energy. And they spoke to Gilly O'Shea, and they informed her that she was an error in an otherwise perfect system, a mistake, a discord in an otherwise, eternal harmony. And they said they were about to correct that mistake. And with that, as you all returned... Oh, I forgot to get Lord Campton's pod. God damn it.
I'll just repeat, Matt.
Yeah.
I can tell that you are not repeat, but point out. I'm glad that you and my mom have been hanging out because that's what she tells me on my birthday every year.
That's right. That's right. I got one for Lord Campton. It's not perfect, but I got him.
Aw.
Tried to do it at work.
You're
But
gonna have to fight Nat.
for what?
He said, Gilly, a mistake? I'll fight you.
I can take that.
You just see like the glass behind Matt break as
I can
he's
pull
out
out
of
into the ring.
Jason Voorhees match on like
Gilly
instantly.
is a mistake in the machine's eyes, not
You know
my
what?
eyes.
I knew I should have taken planar binding.
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes an hour to cast, though.
Correct.
Okay, we can stall him.
It's done.
Okay, so with that, folks, I want everyone to roll
Persuasion.
Arcana.
initiative.
Persuasion. Yes, I'll do that.
I've already rolled.
Oh,
I'll take that.
That was
Oh,
the
no.
weirdest roll. It bounced everywhere.
Oh, yep, that's gonna be a good night, guys. Great night.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Off to a good
Oh,
start.
no.
So here's the
Yeah.
map, just to kind of explain it. The grass kind of intrudes on the area, so you can basically, it's all collapsed, remember? So you can just pass, this is like the outside, inside. You can pass between these areas.
That dice is in jail now.
This over here is the only room that's actually maintained. Everything else you can pretty much pass between where the grass is and stuff.
This
You
is
know
the
what I
high
mean?
dice jail.
So it's, remember, you're in the ruins of Dupla's mansion, which has been emptied out. 25 to 20.
23.
Oh wow.
Hey.
This monster is going to
Justice,
hold all of
Gilly.
my bad dice.
Nice. Good.
Damn. 2015. 1510.
Ooh.
14.
Oh no! Oh no!
Selena.
Oh,
3. Natural 1 plus 2.
Alright. Top of the round.
no. Oh no!
Justice.
Okay,
Do not want.
I'm going to move on the one to my right, and I will pull up the map so I can actually move myself around. The one closest to me, I will get into base-to-base contact with. And seeing as I have the not surprise round I get around on, all my attacks have advantage.
Yep.
Is this a surprise round?
No.
Okay.
If anything, it's they're surprising us.
I'm-
Don't even go there.
Matt is a beneficent god by not making this a surprise round.
Correct.
I'm assuming that the first attack at a 15 is going to miss.
Missed.
No, I should open roll 20.
So
and
slash.
flare.
Second slash. Off to a great start, not 1 and a 4, so that's worse. So slash, miss.
Oh gosh. Oh.
We got this.
So, and they're just
what
like
am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
dodging you like a child.
Bonus action, key point, flurry of blows.
Okay. The choice.
All right, that's better. That is a choice. That's a 24.
Okay.
Right?
You're rolling with advantage, right?
Yeah, all my attacks
Okay.
have advantage. Yeah, I was rolling like shit before. All right, I do not have hex, so it's just my my dagger. Oh no, this is unarmed, so I get this.
Please tell me how much of the damage is lightning.
Will do. 1 point of it is lightning.
Okay, 0.
So that's 10, 14, plus 4, 18 points of damage.
So as you connect with your fist or leg, whatever it is, the lightning kind of arcs up and skids across their form. They're resistant to lightning. Not immune, but resistant.
Alrighty, stunning strike.
Okay.
And then my last,
Makes it 20.
got it. My last key point attack, that is that's not great. That's a 16 to hit.
Misses. They
Damn.
sidestep it.
Shitty dice rolls. I rolled a 7 and a 7. That is a 1 in 400 chance, as we knew.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
That's your turn, yes?
That was it. That was my move, my attack, and my bonus. So yeah.
Gilly.
Oh no! Greater invisibility on myself.
Okay. So you fade from view.
And
I love that.
panic. I'll panic. I'll do that. I will give an inspiration to Glitch. He's on here somewhere, right? Yeah, there he is. I'll give an inspiration to Glitch, I guess.
Okay. You see Glitch is not, he's not rested. He does not look
Right.
great. He has very low hit points. And he's just like,
Oh shit.
Get in there, Glitch.
Healing cone.
He's not the glitch.
No,
though.
it's concentration too, isn't it? Never mind.
Yeah.
so do you want to inspire him or what do you want to do?
I'll heal and word him.
Okay.
Fuck. Okay, Fuck.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm not. Okay. He gets 9.
Okay. His wounds are starting to heal. Would you like to move?
Shit! I don't know where to go or what to do.
When in doubt, panic.
That's what I'm doing. I'm panicking. I'm just gonna move over here.
See, most people thought that the whole British thing was
No.
don't
None.
don't panic and X.
It's
It was
not good.
actually When in double panic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
Alrighty.
I'm sure they can see invisibility.
Probably. It's
True
fine.
sight.
They can smell your fear. That is your end of your turn. At initiative count 19, Lord Campton is going to go. Lord Campton looks around and smiles. He is going to cast a spell on Glitch. Well, he's going to cast a spell. He's going to grab Glitch and cast a spell.
Disintegrate.
And you see both of them disappear into a door.
Okay.
Killing word.
Oh, stop it. I will end you.
Well, we don't have to worry about finding that Queen of Dreams if that's the case.
That's his action. That would heal 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. He'll stay right there. So you see with the Dimension Door spell, him and Glitch bamf away, and then you can see his black robes disappear, and you can see him down the hallway to the south, and then he starts jogging backwards, back to where he came from. Terminus's turn. Terminus is going to... Yeah.
Exterminate.
Pretty much.
Divide by 0.
Gilly and Selena make dexterity saving throws.
This cannot end poorly.
So you see that one of them just forms a grenade of solid light in their hand. It's not a spell, it's an ability. And they just chuck it behind Gilly.
Do not want. Okay. Please be good.
Okay. That's
20.
You make it.
Okay.
14.
You just fail. Gilly, you take 10 points of force damage.
No.
And then Selena, you take 21 points of force damage and you are stunned.
Ooh.
No.
So there's a... And you see reality kind of tear and bend around this powerful force eruption, and Selena just looks a little dim afterwards. And he'll take one step up. He'll actually step up here, and swing at you, Servilius.
All right.
24 to hit.
How tall are these guys?
You take 20 medium size, about 5'8". You take 25 points of force damage. So with his logic razor, he strikes up and it skids across your body.
Logic razor.
Terminus. Servilius, it's your turn.
All right, I will go into Blade Song, bumping up my AC. And then I will attack him with Booming Blade. Retaliate.
Fuck his shit up.
20.
The hits. You were stunned on Terminus's turn, so at the start of his next turn he'll be unstunned.
23 points of fire-piercing thunder. Do you need to know?
Tell me the fire.
The fire?
Yeah.
Is 4.
So 18 points total. You said 20, right?
Yeah. And he is wreathed in booming energy.
So this liquid-like creature kind of steps to the side of you, and you take that as an opportunity to strike out, and you can see the fire get resisted. Oh, no, never mind. Actually, nope. Fire's not one of them. Never mind.
Oh.
You're good on your damage types.
Perfect.
And
Thunder.
the thunder energy just kind of courses around him.
That is it.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Arboretum's turn.
Arboretum.
Yep.
Hardly know him.
Arboretum.
That should be good.
He should just leave.
5, 10, 15.
He'll stick around.
Yeah, probably.
25.
He's starting to grow on me.
Really
So
branch
you
out.
can see the Algorith step forward, and you see with his two swords he puts them up, and you can see this massive beam of force energy,
No!
and it turns into a cone, and he just strikes forward.
Oh no.
I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
This isn't a
Well,
spell,
I
is
fail.
You do.
This isn't a spell, is it?
I'm gonna use
It's
luck.
magical.
Does it trigger Warcaster?
No.
Or Mage Slayer? Sorry.
No. Mage Slayer, no.
Thank God for them 10 hit points.
10. Natural 1.
Shit.
Hang on, I'm using
And
luck.
mine
I'm
doesn't
just
give
marking
me-
it real quick.
Advantage on saving throws, just.
And saving throws and ability checks.
Oh, it does say
Your
save.
spine, yeah.
Yep.
It's fine.
God, I'm
You're
rolling.
good. It's fine.
The monster growing inside you, it does.
Uh-huh. I mean, there was already a monster.
All
there.
dexterity checks and dexterity saving throws.
Still
20.
You take 20 points of force damage, and you're fine.
14.
You take 42 points of force damage, and you are affected.
Oh, I'm going to cutting words the damage. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. So 1 second before anyone puts anything.
3.
So 39 have to 18. You take 19, Gilly. You take 39. You take 39.
Evasion.
Evasion have to 19, and then you take the full 39.
What happens to me because I'm stunned, and that was 4.
You are under the effects of dispel magic, but you have no buffs on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's called a cone of negation. It's a boom, and you can see all this kind of anti-magic abjure energy rip out in front of you all. But it doesn't. None of you have active buffs, and Gilly does, but she's saved. So
That's pretty
Her
hot.
blade song doesn't count?
what do you mean?
Like, it
No,
doesn't count
dispel
as-
magic only affects spells discreetly.
Okay.
And certain other things that say they're affected by dispel magic.
Got it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wow.
Ouch.
these are servants of the thing that uphold the arresting light. They're not to be trifled with.
No.
You started.
You all did start it.
They started this.
We didn't start the fire.
We
Uh,
didn't.
Selena, you're stunned. Your turn passes. Justice, it's your turn.
Well, seeing as the combat seemed to be going so well so far,
So well.
I'm going to. 1 second.
Is Luke Campton like running away, or is
Nope, he got Glitch out of harm's way and he's running back towards you all.
Okay. Well, then he thinks we can possibly win against these things at least.
All right, I am going to do it. I'm going to put my bracers together and do this, and then duplicates of me pop up. 3 duplicates of me pop
Oh,
up.
you're casting mirror image?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not doing the other thing?
Am I missing another thing? Let me
Oh
look.
my god.
I'm looking at this guy. I'm looking at this guy. As in
The
that
full description.
Perfect illusion. Ooh. Oh, that one.
Was mirror image the one you
I
forgot
swear
before?
we all spend
Yeah.
at least 5 minutes rereading our
It's
character
got 2
sheets
things.
so we know our things.
So I'm going to do that one
And I get
instead.
laughed at.
Yeah, I'm going to use the virus is real.
So, you take your 2 void bracelets and you stare at them.
Mhm.
Or actually, and you even look over to the fountain. You see your own reflection.
Oof.
And you focus on that power. And there's this kind of from the bracers. And a kind of quicksilver-like body forms. And it's an identical duplicate of Justice. That is your action. Where would you like to put it? Right, probably next to the enemy?
Exactly.
Alrighty, so, and you can see it enters a defensive, offensive stance, like a balance.
Yeah. And as my bonus action, I'm going to use patient defense.
Does it like, grant you sneak attack now too?
I would get advantage if I'm attacking, I'm assuming, right?
You gain it specifically says in that description, it's going to give you advantage on all attacks.
Perfect.
Next to the thing it's next to.
Yep.
It's going to last like a minute, I think.
Ah, there was spread. I misread. Yeah, that's what spread was. Perfect.
Gilly, it's your turn.
Okay, so I have a very quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
So, if I move right here, I'd be within 60 feet of Glitch. Can I if I do mass healing word, would I get him too?
Yeah, you're within 60 feet of him, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I will mass healing word.
Okay.
Cool.
Woo! Max.
Nice.
So 10. We're talking healing. Okay. And then with my action. Oh, come on. My character sheet's messed up now. I think I'll try. That probably would not work. No, and that's concentration anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will... I'm sorry.
Cast Indecision.
I will cast Indecision. I'll cast, I'll try Frostbite
Okay.
on whichever one was the one that stunned Selena.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
it's
do
not
make
this.
it con save, yeah, 24.
Yeah, damn. Okay. Alright, well, it was a shot.
Okay.
Tried.
Campton's
Try to
turn.
It didn't work.
Campton's like, I'm really not really built for combat. I know I belong to a League of Assassins, but this is a little out of my depth. But let me give it a try. He's going to cast a spell. He's going to cast Mental Prison on Terminus.
I love the deep gasp.
Terminus will fail.
Yes!
So that is 5d10 psychic damage.
I love this spell.
They're really built for combat. 5d10 psychic damage.
Gets worse.
It does get worse. This spell
I cast
is so
Hurl
good.
through Hell.
He's not that powerful. It's a 6th level spell. You're all capable of 6th level spells.
Except me.
Right. 10, 17, 24, 25 points of psychic damage. You do see the creature takes the full damage on Terminus. And they believe that they are surrounded by enemies.
Which? Seeing
He
me
means
duplicate.
immediately surrounded.
Yeah. It's like... not enemies, but harmful prison. Like a prison of shadows surround Terminus. A prison of the void. And only they can see it. That is Campton's action. That's their turn. He's going to just shuffle over here so he can maintain concentration on that.
I cast Healing Word and I did not heal my own self.
Terminus's turn. So on Terminus's turn, they have a mission by God, and they are going to follow that mission.
No.
They are going to move, which causes them to take 10d10 psychic damage.
That is right.
And also...
Yes!
actually,
okay.
Is it, hold on. I need to double check, because
19,
level 11.
21. And you're no longer stunned, Selena.
So
Oh, not at all?
Nope. 19,
Yay.
19, 29, 31.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's cocked. 9, 18. So 41, 50, 59, 61 points of psychic damage.
And he'll take 12 thunder damage from moving from Booming Blade as well.
Like I said.
Wow.
So you can see, and these like globbles start to drip off of Terminus, and they keep moving.
Have you seen this boy?
Actually, well, they were moving this way. I'm an idiot.
Dun, 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 dun.
So they move there, and they chuck another grenade. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
No.
Okay, and I'm no longer stunned.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank the gods.
Well, that's an 18 on the die, so...
26.
0, nothing.
25.
You take 10 points of force damage. Selena,
Oh, I hope this saves 18.
you 10 points of force damage. You're not stunned.
Oh, thank
Whatever.
God. Okay.
10 points of force damage. You're not stunned. So there's a again, and they are going to then take one attack on Sylvilius. So it's like 22 versus your AC, Sylvilius.
Shield.
Okay. Bounces off the logic razor. That was Terminus's turn. Sylvilius, it's your turn.
Alright. I will attack him twice with Booming Blade.
Yes.
Mental prison is pretty sick.
It's so good.
First attack will miss with 12.
Okay.
Second attack, 16 on the dice, so that will hit.
Much better.
Yes.
Unless his AC went up. Higher than last roll. Ooh, that's 2 ones. Okay. 15, 17. 20 points of fire-piercing thunder. And
That
he is
one-
wreathed in booming energy.
That one just disperses like mercury and quicksilver into the ground.
Damn.
Perfect.
It took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
15d10 psychic,
Okay.
etc., etc.
Alright. Let's get the other guy.
Okay. I'm gonna move up to base, north of Justice. I'll move myself.
I misunderstood for a second. I thought you meant the damage just falls right off of it, and then I was like, oh, no, you described it being destroyed. I was like, oh, so that took me a second to process.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
That's why
gone.
I sounded disappointed at first.
It's gone, yeah.
15 more come
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
It's Arboretum's turn. You can see Arboretum just kind of, it doesn't smirk, it has no expression, it's completely expressionless. It's going to look over.
I'm assuming these look like the nobodies from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, they actually look exactly like this.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, no.
Oh, neat.
Okay. Ninja nobodies from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. It is going to just move around. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to leave your area. Both of your areas.
Warcaster for Booming Blade.
Okay.
Won't miss.
Okay.
5 and a 1. Fucking advantage.
Yep. 5 on the dice.
It steps up next to
love
you,
us.
Gilly.
No.
They do have true sight.
She's not hiding. She's
She's not
invisible, but
hiding.
she's not hiding.
Oh.
Probably should have hidden.
It's going to make 2 attacks
Hindsight is
against you.
Gilly, no!
Oh, did it go through past MySpace
It did.
too?
It did.
Oh, I should have stabbed
You have
with something.
Warcaster now.
It
I
also,
do.
it also went past Friendster on its
6th
way
level
there.
blight.
It went
I
past
mean-
MySpace.
I could do Blight as a reaction.
You should do Blight as a
Doesn't it have to
reaction.
be an attack?
No.
No,
Oh.
for Warcaster, it just has to target a single creature.
Single
Oh,
creature.
Like if I did
Yep,
it,
so
then
what
you
would
can
we-
use
What are you
charm,
doing?
for instance.
Or disintegrate?
Oh, but
Or
that's
disintegrate, yeah.
that's a con save. Let's polymorph it.
It's
Oh.
you get the sense it's a bad idea.
Oh, never mind.
Mutable form. Yeah,
Oh,
constructs.
got
yeah.
it. Okay. Yeah, let's try a con save. Let's go ahead and blight it.
It does make it with a 20.
Yeah, that does make it, but it still takes half. Yeah.
Yep, 8d8. Or I'm assuming it was just at 4th level.
Yeah, just a fourth level.
Yeah, it's a good reaction.
It is. It really is.
It does not have effects on undead or constructs.
Oh,
Are they a construct?
they are.
Fuck.
I'm so sorry.
I would have known that.
Yeah, you can do. I don't know. Primal
Okay.
savagery.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
I will.
Fireball.
Can't.
No.
Targets
Yeah,
one
we-
creature.
Yep. We'll go ahead and do poison spray.
Okay, there you go. Fail it.
Nice.
Oh, hey.
3d12.
13.
Can't do 8. 8d8 will at least do 3d12. So it's a 9. That's a 21 points of damage.
Interestingly enough, they are not immune to poison damage, but immune to the poison condition. How much damage?
21, please.
Oh shit!
Reaction.
3d12.
Well then. Well then.
All right, they then step up to you, Gilly, and going to attack you with disadvantage.
Good.
Bunch of crazy.
21 to hit. 22 to hit. Sorry.
Yeah.
You take 31 points of force damage.
Oh no! A little squeal.
And then disadvantage again. The lower one is 17 to hit.
Cutting words.
Okay.
It's a 7.
All right.
It does not hit me.
You avoided 34 points of force damage. So it striking out where it thinks you are and finds purchase with the second blow. You shout out to it. It just quivers for a moment. It's not that cutting words doesn't interact with charm in any way, does it? No. Okay, good. You're good.
I'm just realizing that I didn't make my Constitution saves.
Go ahead.
My-
DC
my-
15.
From not my Wait, what?
You're talking about concentration saving
Yeah,
throw?
yeah. So I made the one from when we all took damage just before.
Okay.
So I'm doing mine for now.
DC
For this
15.
one. Yeah, 16.
You're good then. You don't have to
Wow.
re-resolve the attack. Thank you.
Okay.
So that with that first attack and the second attack misses.
Okay.
Selena, it's your turn.
Okay.
things. All right. This is a poor decision. Thorn Whip.
Okay. Roll the magic attack roll.
Yeah, I know. 19.
Hits.
Oh, that's 3d6 and it's moved 10 feet closer to me.
Yeah, alright, then that is a poor decision.
Oh. Wait a second. You said cutting words. You asked if it interferes with charm.
Yes.
That's not immune to charm.
It is immune to charm.
So I can't use cutting words, so I take 34 points of damage.
You take 34 points of force damage.
Shit.
Goodbye, Gilly.
Okay, so as I pull him... Oh, it's 3d6. I need 3 of these buggers. So as I pull him away, is that cause a reaction from Gilly?
It does not. You have to use an action of their own in order to have that
Okay,
happen.
got it. Oh, well, that's kind of crap.
I made my concentration check.
Thank you.
That's 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Moved 10 feet closer to me, which is a mistake.
So you whip it around and grab it by the one of its logic razors and the wrist, and it gets pulled back and stumbles in front of you and looks at you with its expressionless face.
Guardian of Nature. 15 feet of difficult terrain.
10 temp.
I should have done that before doing this so I had advantage on the attack because I'm dumb.
You hit him.
You're learning.
And I get 10 temp hit points, which probably won't save me, but good fucking luck. Alright, so unless he can fly or is immune to terrain.
They can fly.
Well.
They can fly, they can fly, they can fly.
Sorry.
If he decides
right
to
here.
walk.
Yeah, true. I could forget. That's your turn, yeah?
Bonus action. I'm not going to move anywhere because it will now have an opportunity to attack. And yes.
Justice, it's your turn.
The virus is going to say, no, Justice is going to say, we're getting very annoyed. And the virus is going to say, yes, we are. And we're going to, in a pincer movement, go around on either side of him. So the virus is just going to go straight. Justice is going to go around Selena.
This?
Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to try to Night at the Roxbury.
You don't wanna like, never mind.
Okay. So that's your bonus action to move the virus, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you have advantage on all your attack rolls because the virus is next to him.
Precisely. So that's a 21 to hit.
Hit.
Well, at least I got him away from you.
No, that was good. That was
It
awesome.
was very good.
16. That's 21 points of damage.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking over there for. Yeah, 21 points of damage. Tell me the lightning.
Oh, that would have been... what was it? I picked it up. 21... Here, let me look at this. It was 3.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So, strikes across his body. He's bloodied. They're bloodied. Oh, man.
Stunning strike.
21 total. 13 plus 8.
I hate you so much. And I think that... I have a second attack.
Yep.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, I will remember the lightning this time. That's 3 points of lightning. So that is 5 plus 5, 10 points of damage.
Cute. Stunning strike. 22.
Fuck you!
14 plus 8. I'll never get tired of that, denying the stunning strike. It just keeps me up. You know, when I'm really lonely at night, I think about all the times I've cock-blocked your stunning strike.
That's fine. I'll think of all the times you got a nat 1 with the person with plus 12.
So true.
Plus 13.
So true. Okay, so that is Justice's turn. So yeah, you're all surrounding this unrelenting agent of the machine, this kind of liquid and crystal form with its 2 logic razors of pure force energy. And all the while, it's not really saying anything. They've had that opening salvo, and they are just relentlessly and unstoppably pursuing Gilly at this point. Well, yeah. And Gilly, it's your turn.
Ow.
The machine is the algorithm is solely focused on you.
How hurt does it look?
Bloody.
It's just bloodied. Shit. This is bad. I guess I'll start with a healing word on myself.
Okay.
Of course, now I roll a 1. So I get 7 points of healing.
After taking 60 something of the last turn.
Nope.
And then I'm gonna use.
Oh
my God.
No, I don't.
I can use multiple charges from the staff of healing, right, at a time for cure wounds.
No, the staff is just by its or does it read that way? I can't honestly remember how I designed it.
1 charge per level.
Oh, that's right. That staff does. That's right, because it's the lesser staff. That's right.
Okay.
That's the advantage of it.
So.
We can dump them separately for the bonus.
Yep.
Stacking every time.
It's good to do that downtime. Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna put 4 charges from the staff into my body.
My body!
I'm just picturing like rubbing the staff, like, my body.
Body, tell me yeah.
Okay. I get 19 points of healing. Yep, it's basically just that. Yep. But no one can see it because I'm invisible. Just invisibly doing a little pole dancing on this staff.
All the men come in these places.
That's why your parents sent you to college.
I'm gonna cast Time Stop.
I'm
gonna run away.
Are you moving away?
I'm gonna move the fuck away.
It's probably a really good idea. Yeah.
I'm gonna move my full 25.
Okay.
We'll take
2,
3 attacks of opportunity if we move.
4.
So.
Luckily, it can teleport. Got line of sight.
5. I can't move around that hard corner.
I would say that part of the hallway is not a hard corner. You can go across it. It's damaged and stuff. It's fine. Perfect.
Oh no!
Oh,
wait!
no.
No!
Nope.
It's too late. He's coming for you, Gilly.
And I just whispered a Glitch. Because Glitch is over here somewhere, right?
He's around the corner to the south of you.
I'm not seeing him.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
south.
way
He went
further
into the
south.
room.
Okay.
Yeah.
There he is.
Right,
Here's our
cool,
beautiful
cool,
boy.
Cool.
My favorite bar.
Cool.
Look how they massacred my boy. Campton's turn.
Hey, Campton, you got any more of them mining prisons?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. And yeah. Okay.
He's going to look over at Gilly.
I'm still invisible.
Yeah, he just looks over in your direction. He's like, "Do you trust me?"
For this, yes.
He looks over at Glitch and he goes, and you see a Tyrannosaurus Rex emerge from the hallway as he casts polymorph on Glitch.
My monster boyfriend.
My gosh.
It's
I
not
can
enough that
show
it's
you
already
the
like a
world.
demon face.
Do you trust me?
I mean, I should have worn the dinosaurs. Oh, I do have.
I almost wore my T-Rex necklace.
It must be
I came this
dinosaur
close.
month because I had dinosaurs last week and
There you go.
or 2 weeks ago. Oh God, time
Glitch is gonna go just before Arboretum. That's funny.
Arboretum. Love it.
Please tell me you have a T-Rex pog.
Yeah. What kind of a noob scrub lack of a DM would he be if he didn't?
So he snaps his fingers and you see Glitch's body transform into a veritable king of the jungle.
Yes.
And is now not working off his basic hit points. And Lord Campton is going to walk away. 5, 10. I think it's better if I just stay away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That is Lord Campton's turn. Oh, yeah, okay, Terminus is dead. I should just kill the erase him. Sevelius, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to move up into base to base with him next to Selena, and then I'm going to stab him.
Yep.
First attack. That would be a 22 to hit.
That hits. Imagine if you had advantage on all attacks against Duplo LaCroix during that fight.
Might have been useful.
Imagine.
21 points of fire-piercing thunder.
So grab the tendril.
and booming energy.
25, you said?
21. Thank you. Second attack. Will miss with a 4 on the dice.
Alrighty, so he bends over. Misses with the second one. Glitch, and now in Tyrannosaurus Rex form, is going to step forward. Standing, positioning themselves between Gilly and the other creature. You guys just see this. You have not seen a Tyrannosaurus Rex since the very first episode.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a zombie, actually. And it's going to do a bite attack.
Yes, of course. Stuff.
It's going to just do a bite
druid
attack.
things.
That will hit with a 24.
Yes.
4d12 plus 7. 4, 11. It's got
I can do this.
15.
You should.
21, 28 points of piercing.
Does this count as me having seen a T-Rex now?
It does, but you'll never be able to wild shape into one.
Damn.
And polymorph, you don't have to see him. You just have to know of the creature. And it has to exist in the world.
So I can turn you all into dinosaurs, and then I can be something else.
Yep. You just can't turn him into that ridiculous CR10 Ixalan dinosaur with legendary resistances. Because that thing doesn't exist in this world. Well, not for your use, anyway.
I see how it is.
Correct. Dumb design bullshit.
I can charm it, though.
You can't make multi-attacks against the same creature as a T-Rex, so that's Glitch's turn. It is Baraton's turn.
It's got its tiny little arms. Just
Move away. Run away.
I already rolled to see if it recharged and it did not. So, it is going to... you just see it conjure that bomb, and it just drops it right where it is.
Oh!
You should all make dexterity saving
We
throws.
can't just... We
It's
can't.
not a spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
You should all make dexterity saving throws.
Oh,
fuck
no.
me.
17.
You make it, you get 0 and nothing, because you're evasion.
You get nothing.
How many points of murder?
Oh.
22.
1 second. So Selena, you're going to take 21 points of force damage and you're stunned to the start of their
I'm
next
not
turn.
just stunned.
You're unconscious.
Oh no, I still have 4 points.
Oh my
God.
Look at us. We're doing great.
So this thing...
Oh, wait. I wouldn't have taken 22.
Oh, you're too far away. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to probably fails. And then, so Gilius, what'd you get?
22.
So you take a half, 10 points of force damage. Gilly, you were not in the range, so you're fine.
Are we dropping frames?
Let me check.
Mine looks
Oh,
fine.
no, very 0.1, nothing.
Okay.
Hasn't climbed.
I just caught like the one instance then.
So, as it does that, you see the force energy rip this creature apart, and they disperse into Quicksilver and Mercury. The Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of...
Don't breathe that. That's machine dust.
Don't breathe this.
Okay.
As always, silence falls over the battlefield.
And then I get my stunned taken away.
Yeah.
We should move. Like, away from here. Huh?
Campton skirts around the corner. That was unpleasant.
Both of my copies will say simultaneously, indeed.
Oh gosh.
It lasts for a minute, people.
I know. It does.
Oh, no. There's 2 of them now. It's multiplying.
Looks up at the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which kind of is turning around surveying the area. He's quite handsome like this, really.
Okay, I'm on a 3rd level cure wounds myself.
Okay.
3d8 plus 4. And then I'm going to quickly ask, where are we going and how fast do we want to get there?
I don't know. But I'm hurting.
Okay. So I don't feel like we have an hour to heal up. So whatever healing we're going to do, we should do it quickly, and then I can turn us into wind and we can go.
Or
I mean, I can also.
Teleport us somewhere.
Yeah, I can bring us back to. Where do I want to go? I can bring us back to the tower. I can bring us back to a couple of different places.
Should we go back to Still
Where's
Tower?
our next stop?
Should we go back to Still Tower to check in?
The glide, right? That's our next stop?
Yes, but also there's people that we had to help out with stuff in Still Tower. Should we check in there?
Probably.
I think that would be
north, isn't it?
Indeed. It would be a good place for us to
the safest
regain our
place to
bearings.
rest up. And yeah. All right. I just need 10, 11 minutes, and I can get that going.
Okay.
Is there any like symbols on the ground or anything that I could use to like start a teleportation circle, or is there like an existing one here?
No, it would have been scrubbed. You don't need one to start.
All right. I'm just simplicity.
Right. Lord Campton speaks up and he's like, "Oh, if you don't mind, I'd like to hitch a ride."
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more than welcome to.
Thank you. Very polite.
So I will pull up my Still Tower circle in the book, the Tower of Silence, and I will inscribe it on the ground.
So for the stream's edification, you have the spell teleportation circle.
I do.
And what circles do you have? Because I actually don't know.
Oh. I have my estate.
Screen is out of frame if you want to move it.
Yeah, I got it.
I have the Tower of Silence, so Still Tower. I have the Hag Circle, which we should never go back to because they told us not to, but I have it.
Right. The Grand Hags.
I have is labeled Death Pit Mansion, but I can't remember which one that was.
That's before the stream. That's the Madness in the Mansion.
Yes, that's right.
Remember, there's a teleportation. It's now deep in the earth, surrounded by.
I have the one out of Halfgar, out of the Coral Temple.
Yeah.
And then I think I have Naz's.
You do.
Yep.
Okay, I don't have it written down,
Should
but
be,
I was pretty sure I have that one.
Obfuscate Inspire.
There it is.
I'm going to take a quick hint from Stargate. If we ever need to give somebody an address and we don't want to give them a good one, just give them the Bodak Pit. Just like
visit us anytime.
That's right.
Oh no,
Right.
it's not good.
1-800 rejects are us.
Not great.
Oh no.
So yeah, you take 1 minute to conjure that circle, and Lord Campton drops the Tyrannosaurus Rex polymorph, and Glitch comes back down to his form. Oh, I'm feeling positively kingly from all that. And with the runes, they one by one, and you guys, what you're doing? Tower silence, still tower.
Yep, Tower Silence.
And you guys appear in the third or fourth level of Still Tower.
Do we need to let No.
For Vernon?
No.
Vernon.
You can throw names at me all day long.
Cthulhu Photography.
Of Orga.
No, Scrag?
Scowl.
There we go. I'll get there.
Scab.
Do we need to let Scow know we're not coming back to the coast? What was our last instructions to him?
I also have a message.
Wait.
Send
You can...
Yeah. Wait. He said he'd wait around for a week.
We could have thought about that before. Whoops.
Whoops.
You can always send them ascending.
That's
Right.
right.
Perfect. Okay.
You can bit that out of the plane and all that good stuff. Right.
Oh,
So,
boy.
you arrive back in Still Tower, where this whole freaking Dungeons & Dragons game began, really, in a lot of ways. Your formative days before this was a stream, for those 10 or so sessions that we played together. And it is quiet as always. The dark stone and the very nice finery and all the things that you associate with Still Tower. Not nice finery. Occultish and macabre lore design of Still Tower.
Yes.
Nice finery.
Which is nice finery if you're an evil warlock or a witch.
I mean...
And then there's the mirror in the basement that we haven't uncovered.
Yeah.
There
That whole thing.
is a mirror in the basement.
I mean, we might be able to know where it goes now and or control it, but that's probably a bad idea, so...
If memory serves, the mirror is thought to contain the essence of Ezra the Grey.
Who was he again?
He was an ancient sorcerer king who challenged the existing sorcerer king of this area and was trapped in that mirror.
Allies.
No, Ezra the Grey was the legendary hunter. I forget what this sorcerer king in the mirror's name is. I think his name is their name is unknown to history.
I was gonna say I don't remember.
That's right. Ezra the Grey was the thief who Meza killed. Yeah, you don't know that, but you know that it contains the remains of a sorcerer king who challenged another sorcerer king, was trapped in this mirror. That's what he
Right.
knows.
So we can mark this one under allies, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
definitively.
Just like everything else. Everything goes under.
None,
allies.
y'all never even looked. You didn't peek or anything. You
Nothing.
said
We
you
were
left your
very,
cover over
very
it.
smart about all of that.
Yeah.
You left explicit instructions not no one to go near it, and that was that.
We
Correct.
definitely avoided that plot hook.
Problem
I mean,
solved.
None
Correct.
of
Problem
the...
stand solved.
None of the townsfolk have looked at it, of course.
Vernon would murder them if they went into the tower.
Oh God, he's just covered in their blood.
Wow. Okay then.
That's not a thing, but that's okay.
He's a spectre. He protects the blood.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, do let him out.
Oh, Escar the Jackal. I do have it in my notes. Look at that.
Escar the Jackal.
Yep,
That
Escar
is-
the Jackal. We did get a
there,
name.
there we go. Yeah, I thought so. But Ezra the Grey was the other one. Yeah, Escar the Jackal. That's exactly right.
There are two mirrors?
Sorcerer King.
No,
No,
I was
no.
confusing the names.
He's the Sorcerer King of agility, trickery, and hunger.
That's right.
That's why I
That's
didn't
right.
touch it.
Yeah, perfect. So you guys did get that
Trickery and
bit
hunger.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we got that. We got that much information.
Nope.
Nope.
See, this
Ah.
Allies, right?
Nope.
this is back before I was taking digital notes. I was taking all physical notes before.
Yeah.
Not that they've helped you any, but it's
Correct.
Sweet, it's sweet that you take them.
Yeah.
I can sometimes go back and sometimes find things.
It's a sign of a system that works.
Wow.
This was
Congrats.
way back.
I don't think-
Escar
I
the
don't-
Jackal.
I don't
yeah.
think the system works.
I'm gonna cast Greater Restoration on Glitch. How about that?
All right.
I don't know if he needs it, but I'm casting it.
Washes over him. Oh, so thank you. That I am super happy that you're touching me, but I'm actually, aside from the wounds, I don't think I'm cursed or anything. It's very sweet of you, though.
Remove curse.
Well, I'm less happy, but not all that unhappy that you're touching me, because, we'll talk about it later.
We've had issues with this before. So it's like, better safe than sorry.
That's all right.
I can just imagine you touching me.
I'm not cursed.
I use Mask of Their Faces to turn into a mini civilian.
Now we're
And I
talking.
Oh God.
This is
Healing
not that
word.
kind of stream.
It's not. But Glitch is flirty.
That's right.
We haven't made our transition to the other website yet.
Right.
We're working on it. I mean,
Yeah. Once this one.
we're hoping this room becomes a little more plush between now and then.
Yeah.
It'll be a higher Patreon.
The
tier.
spin-off series, the Ghost in the Machine.
Yeah.
Name doesn't change.
No, it's
The content.
Ghost expletive in the machine.
You just emphasize more in
In
the
machine.
machine.
The machine. How much do you heal Glitch for?
No, 7.
Okay. So,
Doing math.
thank you.
Doing math. How bad does he look?
He's looking better. You've healed him some. He's like, if I could just get a minute to rest, I could kind of recuperate.
Let's do that then.
Or
Because I could use that too.
So who are we supposed to talk to here?
I believe that we have.
Francis and Vera were supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, they're doing things with the
The
pits.
They were going to
About it.
collapse it, potentially.
Ooh. Can I peek out the window and see if the town's still there?
yeah.
Oh God. It's just a
They're just
gaping
standing
hole.
there
Yeah.
still.
Thousands of
Oh,
Bodak.
Waiting.
Oh,
The tower just.
Can I also know what time of day it is?
Roll perception.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
It's probably like, yeah, as it
Oh,
gets all weird.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that was on stream.
Hey.
We
We
should all
should
just
do
do
this.
That's an 18 plus 8, so 26.
Yeah, town looks like it is. If memory serves, you this
Alone in the
would,
moonlight?
yeah, you confronted Dupla. I believe like midday or like late afternoon. So this is now The trip to the dream didn't take that long because, time fuckery. This is early evening, 7 p.m.
And the town is still there.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And there's not like swarming Bodak.
No.
Just people being people.
Well, there's barely any people in Still Tower, but yeah, it's a quiet little shitty town that you remember.
Okay.
It's like that scene from the movie adaptation of World War Z.
Then I will call out to Ververnon. Ververnon.
Correcting you no matter how you say it.
Correct.
Eventually, after a minute, the tiny little spectator comes whirling around. Oh, Madam Solana, how are you?
Very good. Very good for Vernon. How are things here?
They're exceedingly well. We've had no break-ins or disruptions in services. All is well here. I greeted your new guests, the annoying green man whose name I cannot remember, and the impertinent and mostly foul teenager.
Very good. Are they here?
Yeah, I believe they're in the tavern, the Shadow Breeder Myery, or what have you, whatever it's called.
That's perfect. And how are you? Most importantly.
I'm doing well, thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Spectator.
Counting down the days till I'm freed from this contract.
I can imagine, especially with all the people who will be coming through.
Oh no.
Right.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
What?
I'm just looking at Salty's thing in the chat. I'm just thinking about now we have another creature in some kind of indentured servitude or slavery. Like,
I mean, it's a magical con. You gave life to him. It's all right.
right. Mr. Bones.
Dude, are we gonna throw him into the volcano too?
Do we?
Oh my god, stop it.
It's just like with Warforged. He owes you. You gave him life.
Right, yeah. So he lives out his century-long contract.
Problematic. Anyway,
Yep. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. She just asked me that and I answered that. So, doing well.
Sorry,
Goldie.
I'm a little
That's all right,
distracted.
Goldie. You're doing fine.
It's nice to see you.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're
Everyone's
welcome.
trying to treat him like a human now. Like being nice.
Hey, Gilly's always been nice to him. You shush.
Sorry about the slavery.
Oh, if there's nothing else, Ms. Masters and Madams, I will be going on with my duties.
Thank you.
Goodbye! And he floats away.
Okay, going to kill you now.
Should we go down to the...
Shadow Breeder Myery?
Yes.
Where the grass is
I love
dead
that.
and the,
No.
I don't know, girls are
Random
pretty.
thought, where can I find giant badgers? Which part of the world do giant badgers?
Urki had one.
You've seen one.
I have seen
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Urki
But
had
where?
one.
Yes, and it
Sorry.
died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you where to find it.
Oh,
Sounded like a
gotcha.
wild shape question.
Yeah,
is
that's what I thought
Yes,
it was.
it was a wild shape question, but it was also a, could we ever, in our travels, pick up another giant badger, potentially in baby form, and bring it back to Urki?
Aww.
I don't know if I can
But
tell the
which
difference
part of the
between
country would I
badgers
find
and
one?
owlbears.
Where do you find regular badgers?
Like,
The woods.
They're
Yeah.
mushrooms. That's all I know.
Yeah. So there's trees to the north of here. There's a forest to the north of here, kind of along the way. He probably got it from there.
Okay.
You know, we have 9 days till the blood moon. I think
Might as well just go find a
Quest your
badger.
badger.
I was thinking if there was like a menagerie in Cragmandu or, Antinia or any of these
You
other
know that-
stupid cities we have to go
Nothing.
to.
You know that the gnomes don't keep zoos because they can kind of limitedly talk to animals and they're mostly vegan. Gnomes don't do zoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then maybe in
You could you could probably find like a rescue in Cragmandu if you looked, like a druidic circle or something.
we might have to look. Thank you for my random non sequitur question that had nothing to do with anything we're
I
talking
think
about.
that's D&D.
I was really hoping that we would go find one and we would find an owlbear baby and not be able to tell the difference and bring it to him.
So vicious.
Oh my gosh.
This badger's really
Why?
bitey.
This badger's really biting.
Hey. Badgers are bitey too.
So did you all want to head to the Briar Shadow Meadery?
Yes, please.
I
I
can
healed
definitely use a
up a little
drink
bit.
and a
Does
rest.
anyone else need any specific healing?
So you successfully complete a short rest.
Ooh,
Let's
I
do
like
that
short
first.
rest.
I'll sing a song of rest, and I will give us, if we're spending hit dice, which I think all of us are.
Yep. Glitch will also sing a song of rest.
Oh, hey!
I'm a
giving
song
us
of rest.
4.
Glitch is giving you 4.
Hey, 8 extra points.
I'm actually at full hit points.
You shut up.
Just
You
sings a
with
little
your
tune.
evasion.
I love evasion so much.
It's
Thank
really good.
1. Oh god.
That's why everything's gonna be charisma saves from now on.
Rolling a 2 and a 1. God
That's
damn.
the topic
Great.
of the Malevolent Stars.
Every creature has it.
It's a cantrip.
That was a recent one.
Oh my goodness.
They all have Warcaster.
I toned it down. I mean,
Only does 16d6 now instead of 26d6.
right. Balance.
This is a cantrip.
It's a limited resource. Unlimited.
So you all huddle around there and sit and chat a little bit. Glitch is a little beside himself, so he seems to be recovering his wounds, which he does. Take an hour to rest and steel yourselves and think about the days that come ahead. You have 9 days left until the blood moon.
Okay, so we've healed up.
And how much did your sun rest give us?
Total of 8 between me and Glitch.
Perfect.
Lucky points.
And I would give us an inspiring speech in that time too.
17, right?
17.
You know, we might be going down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the bards are pretty. Just as we go to the bar, you're giving us an inspiring speech. I love
That's
it.
right. There we go.
I'm ready.
As you approach the Briar Shadow Meadery, it is much as you remember it. Beautiful stained, wood, a little bit in disrepair, but you can see that it's come a long way since you all liberated the town from the putrid Still Towers yoke, and you step into a bit of a crowd, as it usually is now that the town is alive again. And you can see Vera and Francis sitting off in a corner. They seem to be talking to Erky, and they shoot an eye over whenever you all enter. And Erky says, "Oh, you're all back! You made it!"
Yes.
Somehow.
Indeed, we've returned.
Oh, let me pull up a chair. And he kind of waddles over and pulls up a couple more chairs to accommodate the 4 new people.
I try to. Does he seem okay with a hug?
Who?
Arky.
Yeah,
I
he's
give
very
him a
friendly.
hug, and Francis a hug, and Vera if she wants a hug.
She does not.
Okay, I don't.
Francis stands up and is like, "Prism!"
Hello, Francis.
Francis, stop that. And I just run up and give him a big hug.
Lord Campton.
From tiny little Gilly.
He gives you a hug. "Oh, so good to see all of you. I was really excited when y'all summoned. Well, when Lord Campton summoned me here." Lord Campton kind of breezes up behind y'all. "Yes, I am nothing if not giving and all that." "So, sit, Francis says. Well, we got some things to update you about. Yeah, we got some information."
Excellent.
Okay.
Let us know.
Oh, okay. So where do I start? So, okay, let's start. So, okay, there I was in my room. Okay, doing what I usually do. And then,
Right.
And then I got a message, and it was Lord Campton, and he's like, well, I can't do his voice, but he was like, "Hey, got a job for you." And then I turned to Vera, and I was like, "Vera, we have to explode something." Okay, and then I got ready. Well, I didn't get ready first. See, what I did first was, okay, I finished what I was doing in my room, and then...
Perhaps we
Didn't
should
I originally
switch. Perhaps we should jump forward in the situation report to the time where you were at the pit and dealing with it.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah. So after all that happened, I got Vera, and then we came to the pit, and she walked around it for a little while, and then she kind of did some things with wires, and she had me like bless something. I'm not really sure why, and then she stepped back, and we went on the other side of Fort Platino, and then she did that, and it did this.
I'm gonna turn to Vera. Did it look like it worked?
Vera says, "Yeah, listen, I don't know what the hell's going on down there, but I figured plug up the hole for now, deal with it later. It's the most I could promise."
Did anything crawl out of it since then?
No. No, nothing's come out of it since then. It's a big old pile of rubble. But Fort Platino is completely gone now. Collapsed the whole thing in.
All the priceless treasure that you didn't get.
I don't know.
All gone.
I mean, you didn't send me in for a search and whatever.
That's what we're saying for us.
Our priceless treasure.
That's probably for the best right now.
So, yeah, the Bodoc hole or whatever you want to call it, that's all done.
Anything else we should know that was between the message and the hole?
No. Job's done.
Well done.
The, any kind of strange whispers and sounds and nightmares and whatnot are gone.
Oh.
So, that's all done.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You were the only ones that we trusted with the job.
Yeah. I will say, though, when I inspected the fort, not all of the tracks were this way. So I think some of them did get out into the larger world.
That is unfortunate.
We followed them as far as we could, but...
Did you see which direction they were heading?
One went north, one went kind of west, one went south.
So at least 3.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep our eyes out. And
Does anyone know if these things grow? Do they get bigger? Expand to their environment?
Lord Canton speaks up. Well, when you mean expand, you mean reproduce?
Hadn't gotten that far in the thought process, just more of do they grow, get bigger, eat things, and get more powerful individually?
Now I'm worried about reproduction, though.
Yeah.
They can. They can get stronger over time. They're like most creatures. But they do reproduce. Basically, there's a small chance whenever a creature is killed by a Bodak's death glare that they are reborn as one. Takes a lot of killing to produce a Bodak, but yeah, enough. About 1 in 100. So.
And only applies to people or any creature and or beast?
Humanoids.
Okay.
Some report as many as 1 in 10, but I think it's closer to 1 in 100.
Gosh, I'm just picturing like there's just a small village just right in its path. Is there any maps? Are there maps of
This is a huge country. There are a lot of
Right.
small villages in between here and other places.
It's just like Siberia is like the thing coming in that no one can help them.
Oh boy.
Oh
Anyway.
no, that's literally what it's like.
Well, we stopped a lot of them, so that's something.
Yeah.
could have gotten a lot worse.
Well, give it time. It's like the
Listen,
rabbits
when
in
Master
Australia.
DM, that's never
You know?
enough.
Nothing I can't
Yeah,
handle,
versus
nothing we
never
can't
mind.
deal with in the next 9 days.
Or perhaps after, if there was anything that we need to do before.
I mean, if we lose and Vorgus takes it over, they'll be burned to death.
Exactly.
Or join the army.
Or elevated to positions of power.
Oh my
Or get
God.
over.
Well, things we might bring up to Grantham if we see him in positive light.
True.
Lord Campton speaks up. Yeah, but, well, if there's nothing further you require from me, I do think I'll be making my way home in the morning. Thank you all, for summoning me. Well, thank you, Justice, for summoning me. I'm happy you have Glitch back.
Do we need to be worried about?
The roofing?
It does look
Beyond that-
substandard.
Beyond that,
What are we pointing to?
The ceiling?
Or perhaps she is
Right.
speaking of those creatures that accosted us at Duplicor's
Yeah, that-
mansion.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the hell those were.
That'd be
great.
fun.
They appeared when you all appeared. I was like, what's going on?
Where's his cigarette? All of this?
He's not
In his
smoking
left
right
hand.
Oh.
now. Not smoking right now.
Clutching it between his butt
Get
cheeks.
that back later.
It's getting late. It's not late at all. But I like to read. I really like my quiet time.
We have a fantastic labber in the town.
I would like a word with you before you head out in the morning.
Of course. Come by, see.
Indeed.
Gonna get a room here.
I will stop by later.
Sure thing. Lord Campton makes his way upstairs.
Would you, and I'll look to Francis and his sister, Vera?
Yeah.
Are you staying in the tower tonight?
Yeah, that's safest. You know, that's where we're supposed to stay, so that's where we're staying. Unless you don't want us to.
No, I was just affirming that you were.
Okay.
We need to regroup and figure out our next move. And perhaps you will play a part in that.
Vera speaks up. That's a pretty swank tower y'all got.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly ours.
It is now,
I mean,
pretty much.
technically we were granted the deed by the confessor, I believe.
Or that was kind of up for debate or something. Like it's,
We
Were we
offered
ever-
our name, and that's how we came up with the Prism
right.
to be put on the
It's a
deed.
gray
No
area.
one has
That was
given
for
it to
Mount
us
Hall.
yet.
Yeah. And also,
Oh.
we're not actually like. This is still in complete limbo, right?
It's
Squatters' rights, though.
right.
We're taking care of it.
Because they have to figure out some other things first.
Right.
The whole everything is in chaos
Blood
right
moon and
now.
all that, yeah.
Well, no. First, it was because Thornorian was murdered.
Right.
It's okay, we're on the list.
It came for the low price of killing a powerful spellcaster.
Who was
And
trying
being-
to murder the entire town.
Correct.
Right. It
Yeah.
was
And summon
all of
the
that.
Havorgish fella.
Erky just kind of looks up. He's like, "Yeah, I died."
You did.
I was
It
sent
was
to
the
help
very-
temporarily.
First time I'd ever brought somebody back from that.
Erky was your first.
You always remember your first.
That's right.
Vera says, speaks up that, yeah, there's the workshop and everything. Oh, and she's like, oh, you know what? There's that wicked mirror down in the basement.
Yeah, don't touch that.
Oh, was I not supposed to?
So was this the mirror that was covered up behind
Yeah.
boxes that we
Yeah.
barricaded in a corner?
Yeah.
And we left explicit
Did you
instruction to not
uncover
touch.
it?
Oh, was I not supposed to?
What did you find?
And such.
I'm giving you shit. They told me 3 times not to touch the damn mirror.
Yeah, so there is a very powerful creature perhaps trapped inside. It would not be good.
Oh, okay.
We really don't want you to get possessed.
Yeah, it would probably murder everybody.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Is she possessed? Now Gilly's concerned.
She's
Her,
not
her eyes glow gold. she's a gold.
I'm hungry.
Listen, Gilly's got a wisdom of 4, so she completely believed that you touched the mirror.
Good lord.
So yeah, Vera says, yeah, I think I'm gonna kick around there in the town if you all don't mind and work on a few little experiments, you know, kind of services rendered kind of thing.
Of course.
You're
It's a
more than
useful
welcome to, as
power.
long as you don't blow it up.
You can't take the books with you. They'll put themselves back on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pain.
Yeah, I had to write down notes.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
But everything stays nice and organized, so that's nice.
It is quite nice.
Francis pipes up. So where are you all off to next?
That is actually, I think, our next conversation.
We need to regroup in Bridgeton, I think.
Indeed. Figure out our next course of action. What we do with the remaining 9 days.
Right.
So we're not going to the land of the cold and ending before the 9 days, correct?
God's no.
No,
Okay.
we negotiated so that we had some extra time after.
Right, we have 60 days.
Could
Yeah.
we use the machine to our advantage when we decide to do that? To, as they put you back to the world of the cold unending, we could just hitch a ride?
I don't think they would do
I mean,
that.
I-
I think
I
they
think
would
they'll
capture
just
me and
drag
take
her
me into
to the machine.
prison me, just the way the
that
dupla
doesn't
is.
exist.
Yeah.
Too bad they don't put things back where they belong. They just hold on to them.
Right.
As far as you understand.
It's like a
Sort of
ferret.
prison or something.
Like a ferret.
Mm-hmm.
Great world machine ferret. Yes.
Nope.
Good analogy.
Ferrets are way more chaotic than the machine.
Or is it lawful and you just can't see the design?
That's right.
Incorrect.
The ferret or the machine?
Incorrect.
Both. You think that they're not one and the same?
The
Man,
inevitable.
I see through you.
It's the ineffable plan.
Yikes.
This is what the next hour is going to be, is us faffing about.
I'm gonna go back to the tower with Glitch. Goodbye.
Yeah. I mean, any discussions of further plans we should probably have at the tower.
Is busy
Or just go straight
around?
back.
Urki says, you know, she's around. She's probably in her office as she usually likes to stay.
So, did the Presidium ever make their way out here and decide what's going on with the town and tower?
Yeah, there was a couple representatives from the Committee on Heraldry. They've talked about it. I know that it's in some kind of stalemate because of everything going on. But I mean, whatever. We're not. The people are becoming attached to the way things are here with our absentee protectors and our kind of Burgomeister busy. So I don't think we're going to take too kindly of a new Lord of Still Tower, Lord or Lady.
That is fine by us. I mean, we're only a sending away, and we're just glad that things have slowed down a little bit and gone back to as normal as they could. Kids can be kids again for a minute, right?
Yeah, it's getting better. The Bodak thing was a little scary, but honestly, it's been alive a little while, and it's not the craziest thing I've ever. I mean, the craziest thing I ever saw was Still Tower, but
It's hard to beat that.
I'm just imagining that they like when we come back, they're like, no, they lash out and tear us down from our decadent nest.
Did we tell you what was going on in the rest of the world?
yeah, you gave me a whole update, being busy. Pretty wild stuff.
Just make sure you take care of you and your own, in case we fail.
I mean, got the tower to hide in at least.
Yeah, that should withstand time and how's who's left.
Where do you think you'll? Well, I mean, how are you all going to prepare for that?
Hope for luck.
I believe that
I
is our
learned how
next
to use
plan.
luck.
Yeah, we've been preparing for weeks now, and feels like longer, but
Indeed.
Yes, it is.
and
What's 30? Almost
I
like
really
a
have
month
no
longer.
way to explain all the ways that we're trying to prepare, and I'm not. It's like having
A lot
kids.
of-
You're really never prepared for it. You just gotta hope for the best.
Trying to gather as many allies and as much information as we can.
And making sure that those that can be warned to protect themselves have been, like yourself.
Well, I mean, if what you say comes true and the big bad of Voragesh comes to the material plane and there's a war, or even if you save the world and there's still a war, you know, I can be there. Me and whoever else, you know, call on your allies.
Appreciate it.
There's the other gnome the examiner that you hooked us up with in Kragman New.
Examiner Callie.
Yeah, she's asked about you. Told her y'all came through, and she was a little upset you didn't go see her.
We were trying to delay a
What's-
little bit.
What's word of us in the papers?
It's been pretty quiet. All the focus is on the masquerade ball and the entombing of the vizier and the anniversary. That's all the papers are going on about now. Yeah.
So maybe
If I take a paper and just look through some of the papers, if they've got some of the old ones too, do we see anything about Morgan's death or any of that?
That's still there, but it's now made its way to the back of ongoing investigations, etc., etc. I'd imagine you're still wanted for questioning. That's probably fair.
should we make a stop in Kragmandu and check in with Callie?
That seems. I think all the same reasons why we skipped town so quietly before still stand.
We could always, I am a master of disguise. I could perhaps have her come out and visit us.
If she has the Karen still, who's taking care of it that much.
Big news. If you look at that paper again, she survived an assassination attack a couple days ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, we should check in on her.
Yeah, we should. Definitely.
I can dreamscape her. Hopefully we shouldn't get molested in the dreamscape now.
What was known of the nature of the attack? Did
I don't know. They said it was an attempted burglary.
assume that means assassination?
Well, she was brutally stabbed and was recovering from wounds for a couple days. They had some kind of crazy poison.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Thing she's
Oh.
an examiner.
Oh.
Right.
Perhaps
we should
they
still
were-
check on her.
Perhaps they were after her charge.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to frame somebody.
This happened like a week ago, I think. Yeah.
Just gonna stare at you poignantly for.
Cragmandu's not all that far away.
Indeed, it is not.
So as I said, I can check in on her in a dream. If she's recovering, she'll be dreaming. Otherwise,
And we can check in tonight.
and if we
and
need
head over in the
to
morning.
go, we can go. But I can at least have a decent conversation with her before then.
Yep.
Arky, did you get? Did a horse make its way to you?
Horse make its way to you. From,
On our way out of town.
oh no, that
We
definitely
sent it
got
back.
eaten. Let me roll.
But you rolled, Matt, you rolled then and you made it. I remember.
Can't remember.
I remember
I don't-
specifically.
It's dead. It made its way. I rolled like a 98 or something.
The
Yeah.
damn horse made it because I was concerned.
Well, it got here, but I thought it was like a vampire horse, so I killed it.
No, you did not.
No, I didn't.
I'm
Just murdered.
pretty gullible, but I'm not quite that gullible.
You just look out and you see it like with red eyes and with fangs, like staring in the window. Why does it do that? Just the way it is.
Just, it's hungry for hands.
Well, I'm gonna
As
retire.
the rumblies only hands can satisfy.
That's right.
Rookie pushes back and retires.
Thank you.
Good night, Arky.
Francis and Vera, Francis is like, so, should we make it back to the tower so you guys can discuss everything?
Absolutely.
Or
Of
maybe-
course.
So on our way out, I quickly knock on Busy's door and just say hi. Let her know we're here. We're gonna be leaving soon. If she needs anything, now it's time to ask.
She says, hey, she doesn't need anything.
Got a side quest for you.
I need more bullets.
There's a pit fiend being summoned in the north of it.
Go deal with the pit fiend.
The Sapphire Moon.
And then
It's in 8 days.
Yeah, his name is.
It's in 9 days and we have to decide between
That's right.
stopping the blood moon or the sapphire.
There's the really old and mysterious.
White
dragon, yeah.
Not great. Shell tracks. So yeah, you all are able to make your way back into the tower with Vera and Francis. There. Do you want us here for this conversation, or do you want us to go somewhere else?
You are fine to stay, I do not believe. You have earned our trust.
Okay. And they sit Indian style and squat.
There's a lot to catch y'all up on.
Just a bit.
So we fast drag through, catching them all up on.
Yeah.
I think that we should take stock of what remaining allies that we have left in the limited time that we have and determine who we would like to approach. And perhaps we can also, because Chase is very forgetful, discuss the ones that we have basically already conscripted. I know that we have...
We did the thing that we were supposed to do for the Son of Storms.
So we have to check back in with him.
We've also found out more information about the Son of Storms since we made our little excursions.
Mhm.
So we have Quail. We have the Son of Storms.
Well,
Well,
we might
almost
have
the sun.
Quail.
Maybe. I mean, she's maybe.
She agreed to go speak with
True.
the Son
That's
of
right.
Storms, but that
So
was
we do need
all
to
we
make
know.
it back there.
So definitely, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Definitely maybe. We have Naz. Secured.
Should you reach out to your family? Because Dupla's gone? Ish? So they don't technically have to hide anymore?
Yeah, we don't know where Mom is.
No, she's in a demi-plane or somewhere beyond the resting light, being held.
Oh, neat. Okay. And that magic doesn't die with the creator?
Might have been Angela who did it.
But we can at least tell your family what we think we know. Your mom's not back, but you can
Well-
check in with your mom and your siblings.
I don't think it's safe yet, though, based on what we know.
Okay.
If everything that, one did, the other knows about.
We can check in with, while we're in the Glide, we can check in with Brom and Alric.
Friends, yeah.
And maybe the clairvoyant
Avery.
Yep, Avery.
child.
Yeah, he was young.
He was what, 11?
Well, he saw the fire before any of the rest of us did, so
Right.
Ted.
Yeah.
maybe he
Yeah.
knows if things have changed as we've bumbled our way across the country.
Bumbled
Well,
is probably
maybe
a
give
good
us-
word for that.
Absolutely
Give us
no
some
one.
insight.
Avery, we're all gonna burn to death.
And perhaps we should reach out to Cthulhu and to
Yeah.
Professor Vaselier. He's got red in his ledger that he wants to get rid of. This would
And-
be a good way to do it.
We could do some sendings.
Perfect. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Did we leave anyone in Gish?
We didn't know anyone except for Gideon Shawcross.
Well, I know that she said that she is done with this kind of thing, and maybe it would be risky to talk to her, but Maeza is powerful. I do not know if it would even be worth the effort, but I'm not simply trying to list every powerful creature that we know, but thinking of those who might come to our aid or might
House.
stand against these forces.
How soon do we want to actually head to Gish? Do we want a couple days there
Probably.
beforehand to get our bearings in the city?
Indeed, after tonight, that would give us, 5 days.
So if we just start working our way south.
Well, here's the thing. The earlier we get there, the more chance there is, the more time there is for us to be intercepted, right?
True, but if we don't have enough time to scout the place out, then we're going to be at a disadvantage.
I
I
believe
don't
my
disagree. I'm just.
So we need like 24 hours there, 24 to 48
Because
hours.
I wouldn't
I
say
think
more
that's
than
what we're
48
talking.
hours.
Okay.
And I believe that my safe house will prove quite useful.
Correct.
As long as we are good at disguises, I think that we will be fine.
Right. How are we going to get into Gish?
Probably the old-fashioned way. Over the fence. Metaphorical fence, of course. It's not like there's a wall around the city. But.
Because teleporting in, we should not try that again.
Mm-mm.
We can deal with that later.
Correct.
We can try to get as close as we can. And then, as you said, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe Nazif have an idea.
just to confirm, we need to talk to Examiner Callie tomorrow. We are close by. We thought about talking to Brom and checking with Ulrich. We have Avery the Clairvoyant, Professor Vasilier, and Cthulhu.
So I say we send Professor Vasilia and Cthulhu.
Yep.
And then Avery, Clairvoyant, as well as the Son of Storms, will all be in Bridgeton. There is also Beverly and
Yep.
Beverly.
I can catch 2 people tonight in dreams.
Beverly still owes you a favor, right?
He does. He most certainly does.
What was the name of the guy that you went on a date with?
Oh yeah, Confessor Wilhelm.
I don't know. Like, he's a confessor, though. I'm just.
He is,
I'm
which
just.
is why I
putting-
haven't really.
Right.
But
Just
he's
making
not
sure.
originally Gish.
No, he's an Eastern Athenian.
Mm-hmm. Still.
But I mean, I don't know how big of a player he was. I was just
Um,
thinking of people that we were friends with.
Should you reach out to the Clutch Auroras?
I was thinking of that. However, my only concern is that they are warforged of law. They might not.
They probably don't want to become Hellforged.
That is true.
So at least to the leader.
We do have a rapport with him. I perhaps could approach him and try to implore him to our cause.
Could send off to JJ, see if the Heathens Collectors will assist.
We have to remember that anyone we bring in
Is it
has the chance of not surviving this.
Correct.
So as much as I would like to be able to call on Erky and even like yourselves, Francis and Vera, support it. How many can we really risk?
I mean, they're definitely not, not in the front lines. But me, I fought with you alongside y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing is, the more people we bring into the fold, the greater the risk is that word will get outside of us.
Indeed.
That somebody else is already compromised, or
They already know we're coming. They have to. We have literally bumbled across 3 continents. They
but
know.
just because somebody knows that we're coming doesn't mean that we shouldn't still take precautions.
You're not wrong. It's just they know. They might not know when or where.
Well, I think maybe I do know when, because the blood moon is a specific when.
I mean, I think with that list that we have, that should give us plenty to do.
Indeed.
Most likely that'll take the 5 or 6 days we actually have before we want to get to Gish.
Do we want me to ask Professor Vasilier to meet us in Bridgeton?
That could
or
work.
what?
I mean, he could also be our way into Gish.
Because he's in Gish right now, right? That he was headed to Gish.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, he's in Gish. He could be our way into Gish, either through the sewer system or magic or God knows what that man has up his sleeve.
And
If he has a workshop in Gish or something, he could send
If
me the
he has a
teleportation
circle?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you could go visit him in a dream and you could copy it down into your
That might work.
brain.
My brain.
Does that
my
work?
Brain, nope.
does it work that way? Could you do
My
Nice.
that?
dream
He
notebook,
sees it
which
for a
would
minute,
then
right?
be
Could you
jotted
learn a
down to my reel.
teleportation circle just by being there in a dream?
Yeah, all you have to do is see it.
See it.
So Vasilier
Study
could
it.
replicate it in the dreamscape.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey!
There's
We figured it out. Maybe.
There's chances for error there, but yes.
Okay.
He sends you to the boat. Like a second his own boat.
yeah, exactly.
No,
Everyone's
he
got
was
one.
with us, so
Right.
he has that teleportation
But
circle.
he's got
so
his
he
own
could.
down
It's
in
like the,
Gish.
it's like
That's
the
right.
throwaway
He has
number
his
that you
own
get.
boat
people-
outfit.
Boat outfit.
God.
Well, seriously.
Imagining it like
It's the one in the Grand Presider's room.
It's when you give somebody your number and
Like
it's
the
not really
shadows
yours.
just falling in. Yeah, exactly. On all
Why
fours.
did you give me your friend's number?
This looks eerily similar to the Hag Circle.
So then it is agreed. We will contact
Alright.
who with the dreams? Professor
I'd
Vasilier and
First
Callie.
we contact Callie tonight and then work from
Can
there.
we do 2 tonight, right?
And then I was going to reach out to Alric to see what we're walking into.
What about Cassandra? Were you going to try to dream with her
Oh
again?
yeah, man, we have too many. There's so many.
Eventually.
look at this whole exposition
I know.
playing out.
I was thinking of the next 3 days, provided I don't spend these fighting other things. I try to get at least 1 or 2 done a night. Tonight, checking in on the glide to make sure we're not walking into anything untoward that would steal us away, because they're going to expect us to go back there.
I can use sending for some of these things.
Perhaps you could use.
Cassandra, I can't do sending with because I'm not the one that has a report with her.
But you've
you are.
met both Brahm and
Right.
Alric. Okay,
Right.
perfect. So
So we can divide and conquer.
what am I doing with Cassandra again?
You're trying to.
Flipping her.
Just be
Flipper. Yeah.
be a friend. That's right. I don't have to worry. I have time this time. Okay.
That's right.
Callie, Cassandra, provided neither of those try to kill me. You have
And I'll take
Vasilier,
Vasilier and Alric.
Brahm,
or
or
Brahm.
Alric, whichever. They're together, I think.
They are.
Yeah.
Reach out to
They're dating.
Brahm is a pretty tiefling. I don't mind.
Alric. Oh, hey.
Just saying.
The thruppling.
Oh my God.
The thruppling makes me happy.
And we can follow up with Professor Vasilier tomorrow in a dream so that he can copy down.
Right. Right.
So make sure he has a teleportation circle.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that we don't. Yep. Perfect.
Oh God. Okay. So anything we need to do between now and sleep?
My sendings and that's it. Right. But as a group, I think that's it.
What's in the ring?
That poison that I used, that barrel poison.
Yeah.
I'm
Could I
going
try to make more?
No.
No. Didn't think
all the
so.
same stuff is still in the ring.
That's
So your dispel magic is
Really
still in
potent
there.
that.
I was thinking I would probably
purple
just
worm poison.
expel it and put a revivify back into it.
Me, buddy.
Double check if there's anything in the basement that we can dispel.
Yeah.
Of all the creepy things that we found.
Makes
Not necessarily
sense.
the mirror, but all the other creepy things. Maybe check in with Vera. And then...
Does anything need dispelling in this tower?
No, it's a safe tower. It's stronghold.
Alright.
Okay.
So,
Just
yeah.
don't touch the mirror.
Yeah, that is actually the only thing. That mirror's a problem, but here we are.
Right.
Can
Not
stay
going to
a
try
problem
anything
for
with
another
that.
day.
That's
You can wait
fine.
10 days.
Yeah.
Oh, alrighty. So some sendings and some dreams. So, Gilly, there
Well, I
is
obviously have to talk to the lich.
there. Yes. So there is a kind of you hear behind you, behind you.
Yes.
And it's Vernon, but he has a letter in his mouth,
Oh. Oh, thank you.
and he floats away.
You open it, it's a
I
bomb.
mean, is it covered in dust? or feel like magic?
He takes 75 points to disintegrate in the neck.
Who's it? Does it say who it's from?
It's from
or anything?
Cthulhu.
Hey,
Okay.
my pen pal.
Probably not full of anthrax.
He's
Go
been
for it.
sick. Probably.
I will read it.
It says, Gilly, thank you for your letter and your kind words, and I appreciate that you thought enough of me to write me correspondence. I've thought much about our conversations and the things we discussed. You should know that in this we have, of course, made it to Gishari, and it is truly, Gish, and it is truly a wretched city. Everyone lies, and when they're not lying, they're just thinking about the next lie they're going to tell. We have been approached by various factions to be used as assets. We have fought off minor assaults, monstrosities. We have drawn much attention. I have thought much about what it means to kill, what it means to take a life. I still don't have the answer. I have reclaimed more of my memories. There's so much to say, but I do not trust the courier. Next time I see you, we should discuss. That's all it says.
So we've all kind of put together, right, that Cthulhu and now we know it's probably Angela. We're buddy-buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's remembering things,
That's problematic.
do we want to still reach out to Professor Basilia?
Yes.
Probably. I think it's our best way in, honestly.
Because maybe now Cthulhu, I don't know, feels differently. He's a different person than he was before.
I mean, maybe, yeah.
Do you have enough to reach out to them separately? Reach out to the Cthulhu first. I got your letter. Are we still friends? And if he says yes, trust him and ask for Vasilier to be our assets. And apologize that, I mean, we've put them in such a position to be so attacked.
Right. Okay, so I'm sending to Ulrich, Professor Vasilier, and Cthulhu.
If you can.
No, if I'm putting a Revivify into the ring, then I can only do 2 tonight.
Then I would say Ulrich and
Vasily.
Vasily.
Okay.
So, did you want to start with your sendings? Do you feel ready to do that? Do you want time?
Or I can do dream first.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want time first.
That's fine. So, your dream to Examiner Callie first?
Yes.
So you kind of just channel your energies there. You are sending yourself through the dreamscape. You wait until nightfall, 10:30 or so, or what have you, until you can be sure that they're asleep, or you try again, whatever it works, and you find you leap into the dreamscape, and you remember very much how her office and kind of chambers and stuff were beautiful whites and golds, and a couple touches of black as well through her, especially in the center of her robe. She looks up from scrawling at her desk. Oh, it's you.
It's been a while. How are you?
Nursing a wound. And she sets down her golden quill.
It has been a while. We heard you were asking about us.
Yes, you, if you remember, told me all about the citizens of Still Tower, and we had their audience with them, and you personally told me to check them out and keep connected with them, and so we had occasionally talk over these past couple months. I was seeing how you were, and was wondering if you were ever going to come by and see what we have here.
How's it doing?
Growing strong and fast.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll take much longer for it to be fully fledged, but it has grown.
is that the reason for your burglary?
Unfortunately, yes. They were quite dangerous. Thankfully, with the help of the Kieran, the juvenile Kieran, I was able to survive. I don't think I would have with that assault.
We're glad to see you safe. I forgot to ask what I should be telling her. I'm glad that you survived that. And thank you for helping Still Tower so much. I was worried about them there for a while. Last time we came through Cragmandu, it was quieter than we were probably louder than we should have been, but we had to come through town quiet.
It's understandable.
Do you know what's going on south of here?
I have been updated as much through the various resources, but I don't think I know the whole story. But it's not looking good. I have not informed the Duchess or the Duke. I'm leaving that up to you.
Oh.
Your discretion. It's going to mean war either way. Once we get that bowl rolling, there's no there's no squirting the milk back in the udder, is there?
No. Alright, all the cards on the table. Did you have any dealings with Dupla LaCroix?
No. She is quite forbidden. I wouldn't say formally forbidden, but she is a very dangerous and criminal element, and I always gave her a wide berth when she did come to Cragmandu, and the Duke never granted audience with her.
When she came through town, did she always come through on her own?
As I do not have access to the various spy networks that some do, but some of the small sisters do keep information for me throughout the city. And yes, the last time she was spotted was actually when you were all in town. She was in town then, and she was alone.
Yeah.
She has been known to travel with some people, but she mostly traveled alone.
So not to get into the too nitty gritty, but what do you know of the Great Machine? It's a long story, man. I got 8 hours, but
we're using all of them. Everyone get coffee.
Hang on to your butt.
You're watching this now. You're not allowed to leave.
That's right. That's right. 8 hours of this.
I go to get up to go to the bathroom. She puts a gun on the table. Yeah.
Exactly. So she's Drosten fairy tale potential piece of lore upholds the arresting light. Well, helps uphold the arresting light.
And the arresting light is fading. Have you heard from Marissa recently? How's your powers?
My powers are quite sufficient, and yes, I have heard rumor that other priests and examinators are losing their abilities. I have heard the rumors.
Should I be afraid that she's not losing hers, or is she probably okay because she's got the Kieran right next to her?
Yeah, flip 6 to 1 and pick him. It's a good sign that you know that Examiner Callie is not a black cat. She's not even a gray hat.
Okay.
She's a good woman.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's a good person.
I couldn't. There's so much backstabbing
She does
in this
good
game,
things.
Matt.
Yeah,
I can't
absolutely.
keep...
No, Examiner Callie, you can mark her under ally.
She's been taking care of this Kieran. That's a very good sign.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna lay all the cards on the table. Give her the whole 9 yards. Vorgesh, Kieran, Still Tower, how they all go together. This is a lot of information, and we might need to talk again. But we've got 8 days between now and the blood moon, and it's a shit show.
Are you including the Angela Dupla?
Yes.
Do it.
And the contract.
Okay.
So that she has the whole picture. Can you fill in any blanks from that?
I wouldn't say blanks.
Just ends the game.
Yeah, I know. She actually can't.
Reaches over with a
If she
scribbling
tries,
hand.
It turns into a nightmare.
Dream's a terrifying spell.
It's already a nightmare.
This is
Yeah,
the
it's already
nightmare.
turned into a nightmare. Unfortunately, no, I'm not. Unfortunately, I do keep out of the politics. Here's what I will tell you. All of this information, and I believe you, and I hope you have evidence to present, because this is going to mean war. Even if we stop, we all stop a Vorgesh, even if we do everything, this will break the Red and Gold Concord. If the Duke learns of it, or if any of the Northern Lords learn of it.
What does that... I don't do politics either. I grew up on a farm in some grassland.
The Duke will impress upon the Lord of Bridgeton, the Duke of the Glide. And they will also impress upon the Countess of Avamere. Along and the lords of all of the lords. He'll call his banners, and he will send a letter to his other dukes and grand dukes. If he learns, exposing everything, and the country will be in a civil war. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm telling you, that's what will happen. The southern lords will, of course, band together. I don't know what Midrim is going to do. They don't even have a duke. Well, the elves of the Presta are a wild card, but yeah, no, we'll be at war.
I'm sure the elves will follow Sibelius.
The Sojourn family isn't what it used to be. You should ask Sibelius sometime.
Neat.
Oh boy.
But the common elves of Foggy Bottom would want to fight for the prince.
I don't need the history, just who are the elves you're speaking of attached to these days? Are they their own faction, a
The
third
Sojourn
party?
family, they got to where they are by being people pleasers. I wouldn't say they're hard aligned, but they're moderates.
So they'll follow whoever looks like they're winning.
Yeah,
For better
they're
or for
opportunists.
worse. Okay. Well, that's... we hadn't thought that far. We were just trying to keep the whole kit and caboodle from being hellfired.
I'm speaking to you now as the Examinator of Cragmandu. As a Examinator of the Church and a follower of the Small Line, I want to stop the Vorgesh, but unfortunately, I wasn't invited to the masquerade, and if I show up, I don't know. I mean, I can try.
I would ask a personal favor of the Examinator. And I will bring the Sword of Sorrows into my hands.
You did mention that you recrafted it. I just didn't believe you.
So that would be something that unfortunately we didn't know who to trust when we had the Still Tower fiasco. I figured that it was safe enough in pieces, so I reclaimed all the pieces when we stopped Putris, and we had it recrafted. my first line of defense is Sibelius helping me remove it and getting rid of the curse that is the sword. I'm going to try to stay attuned to it for as little as possible. But you are clearly powerful, and if he fails, I will need to be stopped.
Okay.
Could you and your sisters make that happen?
Yeah, we could. We absolutely could. I can say that if I am able and have the opportunity and all those things conspire, I would, without it being a favor to you, I would try to stop you and break the sword. It is a profane object.
It's the best chance we have of killing a Vorgash right now.
Whoever attunes to it, I mean, you can limit your exposure, but it's not going to leave without exacting an awful toll.
We stumbled upon this mess. We're trying to make the world a better place. We've ended up in hellfire one way or the other, twice now. I can find a place for all of its pieces as long as I'm able to unattune from it. And someone will have to deal with the consequences. I'm not going to ask any of my friends, family, loved ones to do what I can.
Understood. So, I will digest all of this, but what I will say is when you're ready, consult with your friends. Whenever you feel it is time or appropriate, listen, I can't keep this secret forever from the Duke, but I'll give you some time, a couple weeks or what have you. Whenever you're ready, send word and I'll inform the Duke. And the dominoes will roll.
Why don't you give us 8 days?
Okay.
Everything happens at the blood moon. Why not this too? He'll know one way or the other, because a Voragash is going to rise, be defeated. Something is going to happen.
Yes.
Do you have sending?
I do.
You're welcome to check in with me, Gilly, Sibelius, or Justice to
Okay.
see where we're at and whether we've managed to stop a Voragash.
Maybe give us 10
And
days then.
Yeah, then 9 days.
All right then. So it is. Anything else?
We've piled up requests. Is there anything I can do for you in all of this?
No. I'll heal. I'll send you what support I can on that fateful day.
And that will be in Gish.
Absolutely. Enjoy your masquerade.
I'll need that. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
The dream fades away.
I'll leave her as pleasant of a dream as I can.
Sure thing.
Fluffy unicorns and, cute
Kieran's!
things. You know what? If that's a good dream, that's a good dream.
I mean, we have a Vorgash's blade. We have a juvenile Kieran. I mean,
You just
Are your sendings ready before we go to break?
And then, who else was I dreaming?
You were gonna also dream Cassandra.
Okay. We can do sendings and then back to Cassandra. That's fine.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'll send to Alric first.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say... Sorry, I was all entranced by that, so I didn't actually prepare myself. It's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll send to Alric, Hi! It's Gilly! In Still Tower. How's everything there? We'll be returning soon.
It's 12.
Hmm?
12. It's
Yeah,
12.
it's only 12.
Not 13.
He's
I think I
counting
did
her
still
out.
tower twice.
Stop it. You're making it very hard to focus. No.
mhm.
Selena misses you. Has Avery's dream changed?
Yeah, response. It's nice to hear from you. All is well here. I'm feeling better. Not to 100%. Avery has a lot of visions, and they have changed.
Couldn't add in for the better or for the worse.
Nope.
Didn't occur to him.
DM.
We'll figure it out later.
They have changed. That's so poor.
They have
changed. Yeah.
I can't help it that my southern twang is ominous. I won't apologize
For the way I am.
Gilly, my apprentice. You have done well. Go, our mission is almost complete.
Yes.
Anyway.
The dark side of the force.
Oh boy. So.
What's ominous about
So that's that one. So it seems like things are relatively decent in the glide.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose it is safe to send to Professor Facilier. Did we want to tell him where to meet us?
Well, maybe we can meet him wherever he is.
I mean,
Ask him if he could get us into. No, because you're sitting here like.
right.
You know,
Okay.
she's dreaming. Ask him if he either could get us into Gishari in some way or another.
Okay.
Either that
maybe
be
float the dream.
him meeting us outside or. Yeah.
Hi, it's Gilly. How are you? That was a contraction.
Just don't put
That was a
spaces
contraction.
between the words.
That's a real contraction. It's not a contraction I'm making up.
She's having contractions.
I'm going to give birth to this spell. Okay,
Takes that long.
so that's 5. We're at 5.
Invisible sun?
How's Gish? Do you have a teleportation circle? I'm at 13.
How are you? How are you?
How are you?
How are you? She goes, how are you?
That's actually 4 words.
Yeah.
Instead of...
Stop it!
Emma called you out. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to the fans. To the fans for keeping these charlatans honest. For keeping these charlatans. I don't know why.
Druids have their shit together. They don't have to count anything.
No, you just have 8 hours to communicate back
That's
and
right.
forth.
Freely.
Dream is pretty crazy.
Anyway, where was I?
How's Gish?
Stop it!
You did ask how's Gish.
I did, and then I asked, do you have a teleportation circle? So we're at
Mhm.
13 words right now.
Yeah. I would be there with you. I could say, can you use it to help get us into Gishari surreptitiously?
It's not worth asking that question because he'll dream that if they have one.
Just do your spell.
Yeah, do you have a teleportation circle? Things got crazy. Hope you're not busy
We
the
miss
next
you.
few days.
Perfect.
Gish is terrible. Yes, I have a teleportation circle. Was there anything else? I wasn't really listening. Goodbye.
There's so much consternation.
Safe salutations and tatty bye bye.
The longer you take,
The shorter your response.
That's apparently how this works. Okay.
Correct.
And I'm putting a Revivify into that ring.
Alrighty.
Do we want to break and then
We
dream?
are going
Yes.
to take a break. So,
I think
with
everyone
those
has to
sendings
pee.
and replies being sent,
Odds.
we are going to take a break. Thank you for those who are joining us. It's great to see everyone. If you are enjoying tonight's stream, follow, subscribe. If you're following us on Twitter, go to my Twitter and retweet the fact that we're live, share, or just, share this link and be like, hey, they're live. Come watch Ghost of the Machine, because word of mouth is awesome. All right.
And if you're not in our Discord yet, hop in.
Yep. We'll be back in 15. See you soon. We are back. The party is bunkered down in Still Tower after resolving all the mess that they've resolved and are kind of sorting through things, using their magics to make contacts with key allies. So, second dream of the night towards
Cassandra Moira.
the Grand Duchess of Eastwing.
Yes. Okay.
Hey, Miwa.
Is there music?
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's see how ominous this music is before we explain the scene.
Battle music. Dun, dun.
It's just typical music. I just haven't played it yet.
So, I guess if she's in her bedroom again.
Yep. As always, book. She's fallen asleep while reading, and in her very beautiful master bedroom, and she sits up. You're back.
It's been some time.
I went to Iversmith.
What'd you find?
People who didn't like me.
How did that feel?
At least they were honest. So that's quite the kerfuffle. People are mad, but I'm the first Grand Duchess to ever set foot on Iversmith since the Red and Gold Concord.
It's good to do something different.
Bertie was livid. Called him out at court.
How did that go?
Oh boy.
I reprimanded him for interrupting me. Now I'm under house arrest.
Oh no.
Wait, is she serious?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Bertrand Moira is not to be fucked with. He is the real power in Mercidia. But he did shut up for the rest of court. And people did see it.
For better or for worse, he sees you as a threat now.
Yeah. So, I'm in my room for a couple weeks. Well, a week. 9 days.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they're all going to be there.
That
Where
makes
do you
that
go
easy.
after that?
There's a masquerade for the bicentennial. Big celebration.
Those big celebrations seem to come with their own harrowing adventures. Do you feel safe going?
I mean, I know what's going to happen there. And
What are you going to do about it?
I'm not a warrior. I barely know magic. I don't think there's anything I can do.
Politically, what happens next? Whether you interfere, you don't interfere, it happens, you survive it. What happens next?
I mean, House Moira will have to pledge allegiance to Lord of Orcish. And the Grand Duchess, and there'll be war. It'll be Bridgeton's expected to flip and turn on Narshley. The Glide's expected to flip and turn on Narshley. So it'll basically be Eastwing and Narshley and the Glide. That'll be ground zero. That'll be where the war starts.
Because you will side with
I don't control the armies.
Mercinia and the
East.
powers that be
And Eastwing, yeah.
will side with
Of Orcish.
Vorgash.
Yeah. Birdie will see to it.
And you believe that Narshley will as well.
No, Narshley will be fighting against us. They're the only ones. Them and we think Avamir. We don't. We know for a fact that Avamir isn't in on this. So, the Countess of Avamir and Narshley might make some kind of allegiance, and that'll be the war. Be over pretty quickly, to be honest with you.
What happens if the Glide doesn't flip?
That wouldn't be good. For East Wing. We'd lose a lot of transportation supplies, spy networks, etc. They could attack us from the glide, the mists. No one would see them coming. They could sack most of the Northwest before we had a response. We'd have to build garrisons. This is what all I hear over here Bertrand saying. No one sees through the mists.
So you've traveled some of the streets. You've traveled Iversmith.
Mm-hmm.
You know people don't like you.
No, they don't.
If given the chance, would you save them anyway?
Go ahead and roll persuasion. You can give yourself... Oh, you can't give yourself guidance because it's concentration.
Dream's not concentration.
Oh, then you can give yourself guidance.
Oh, okay. I will take guidance. Oh, that was almost a 17. Christ all fucking mighty. Alright. Persuasion, you said?
Yep.
That's 7 plus 1 plus 3, so 11. It's not great.
I mean, I don't want people to die. I tried to... I've said before, I've told them, the reason people hate us is because of what we do to them. You know, here in Mercinia, there's the Broost. You can, if you're imprisoned in any one of our prisons, you know, you can basically kill your way out. But no one ever makes it in the Broost. We have these gladiator fights. People come around, they spend gold, and they bet. And then they die. There's Hogna Heights, which we haven't repaired streets in God knows how many moons. Lower Hogna's not much better, neither is Hogna Sloth. The Hogs, we call them. Both the people and the neighborhoods. They hate us because of what we do. I don't want to do that anymore. But I'm absolutely terrified of Birdie. He's incredibly dangerous. And Shellatrack supports him 100%.
She pokes her head up from behind the bed.
Yes.
There.
In the window.
Dream window.
And the Transpicious Obelisk, all the sages there, as far as I know, they support Birdie. I don't have any allies.
I wouldn't say you don't have any allies.
Do you know of anyone in Mercinia I could reach out to? Lean on? I've got a few tricks. A few items.
How are you doing after your sister left? Did you find the information in the tower?
I did.
Did it speak to you the same way it spoke to us?
It did. I understand what they did.
It's terrible that they do that without thoughts for anyone.
I've seen the Archduchess do it. Angela. I've seen some of her associates, Dupla, do it. Seen them do it to a lot of people. It's how they run things. They're spies and their networks. No one even knows when they're working for the Archduchess. That's how good she is.
How do you know you're not?
I mean, I guess I don't, but like I said, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, a few items. You know, all the times that we've been together, all the scheming, all the plotting, they'll use their magic against their enemies, they'll use magic against the small folk and the people lesser, but there's a kind of detente between the dukes and the duchesses. I mean, short of war. They don't open up that particular can of worms. Bertie wouldn't allow it. And so then they would be at war. And then the moment they go at war, these others go at war. So dukes, duchesses, and those close to us are more or less exempt from that particular scheme. Because it's too dangerous. These duchies are held together through an understanding. Abuses for other people.
Could you escape your house arrest before?
I could, yes. I don't know how far I'd get. But if maybe I had somewhere to escape to.
Yeah.
Only when you have a secretive room.
Or hands that get out there. Hopefully she doesn't fall off her tower.
Yeah. Thanks for the change in
Oh,
music.
come on, why? You're the worst.
He's the best.
Your tears only make me stronger.
Thanks.
Delicious.
Oh, wow, cool.
I would love to be able to trust in the thin veneer of the duchies holding together.
Yeah.
I could get you the information on one person in Mercinia that might be able to hide you, but you would have to find your own way out of town.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, are you sure you want me to leave? I can keep causing trouble from the Pearl Isle Keep.
Then you've been at this game a lot longer than I have.
Yeah, I don't know how well I played it, but yeah. I think I'll stay, at least till after the moon, and then maybe I'll leave.
Then I'll give you both options in case your situation changes.
Okay.
You can stay, you can share what you want with me. You know who the Prism is, you know who I travel with.
Yeah. Birdie hates you and your friends.
Well, if he wasn't doing such terrible things, he would have no reason to hate or fear us.
I know. He's not a very kind man.
He may hate us now, but it will turn to fear.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yep. I'm all in this game just for one-liners.
So who is it?
Remind me where the tower is.
Which tower? Sorry.
Sister Eileen's tower.
Oh,
Because it's in the sea.
Holman. She's in Holman.
Which is in that northern section,
Yeah.
too.
It's in the outside area of Vera.
If you make your way to the Tower of Marissa and Holman, there can be hands to help you there.
Okay. Okay.
If you can get out,
Oh, I can get out.
if you want to get out, if the situation needs you to leave, there will be a power vacuum. And you could have all the things you don't have now and fix the roads and actually help people.
It's just good to know that I have somewhere to go in case, I don't know, Birdie decides to get rid of me.
If you make it to the tower and talk to the sister, for her to contact Executor Callie. She will be a safe haven for you in Cragmandu.
Okay.
They're good people.
I believe you.
And you know how to find us. I mean, no matter how secretly we move, you know where we are. We're like children trying to be quiet behind a couch.
It's hard to move around secretly in this country. The dukes and the duchesses, they have massive networks of spies. Even I have a few.
Good. You'll need those. That means you're not stupid.
Is there anything? Oh.
You know where we're going. You know where we'll be. If you decide that it's safe for you to be, or you're willing to take the risk of being in Gish to keep up appearances.
Oh, I'm going. I never miss the masquerade. I'll see you there.
Yes, you will. Save a dance for me.
Make sure your costume is good. You don't want to get turned away at the door.
Any suggestions? Any particular themes this year?
The theme is the only theme that matters. Camp.
Camp.
Yeah. Camping.
Do I have any idea what that means?
The word camp.
Like campfires? I should come out.
Oh, like outlandish and like kitsch, I guess. Like outlandish. What? That's kind of. How do you
so
describe?
like labyrinth, like the masquerade.
Yeah. Labyrinth is camp. Yeah.
Extravagant.
Yeah, extravagant. Yeah.
It's like ostentatious.
Sorry, I
What's
live
called Lady
underneath a
Gaga?
rock.
And it has a slight kind of queer tinge to it too.
Perfect.
Also known as a quinge.
No. That's not.
Here for
The
the one-liners.
quinge. That even sounds
Take
gross.
102 points.
Psychic damage.
Such a quinge. Oh man.
And then we will see you there.
All right. Good night.
Take care of yourself. The dreamscape is safe again, by the way, at least for now.
Yeah, those creepy things haven't been around.
Yeah, that was one off the bucket list. I hope not to have to do that again.
Careful. You see she lays back down and grasps. You can see her grasp a short sword underneath her pillow. She goes to bed.
So I sleep.
The dream world flies away.
Yep.
You're back in the tower.
Should probably sleep.
I was going to try to talk to Lord Campton.
Yep, absolutely. This is the time for
Make my way to his room.
Okay.
Nighttime call.
All right. How would you like to approach Lord Campton's room? What are you doing?
Just normally, I mean, I feel relatively safe in the town,
Okay.
so I'll make my way to his door and just.
It's the last one. It is actually the exact same room. It is not the exact same room. What it is he is staying at the fourth room, and that is where you and Gilly, at the end of that hallway, had your violin midnight duet. Well, you had your conversation. I think you stepped outside to have it, but
Onto the balcony.
yep. And you give it a little knock or what have you. Oh, come in.
Closed.
He's sitting there, kind of on the edge of his bed. He's got a couple cigarettes in. Oh, you did come after all.
Sorry to keep you waiting. We had some deliberation.
No. I'd love to be kept waiting. I had some things to catch up on.
Just wanted to thank you again for coming to my aid, or our aid.
I was happy to help. You prayed. I answered. Was it more complicated than that? I was available.
The music becomes more ominous.
Right? How was combat music starts?
See, Gaius is me. Do you know your mission? Going back to do?
It's another samurai.
Yep.
This one's a golem.
What do you make of our little game here?
I feel that there are many moving pieces, and our odds are tenuous.
It's a deep game we play.
Although if we are successful, I believe that it could prove to be the destabilizing influence that might help our organization further its goals. Perhaps in a much more accelerated manner than we initially anticipated.
Timeline goes from decades to maybe a year or two.
If we can capitalize on the chaos that ensues.
Stopping a Voragesh would be really great, but we still have pathways forward even if he is summoned and we can't deal with him immediately. The armies of hell will be more difficult to deal with because we'll have to contend both with the armies of hell and the armies of Gishari. Well, southern Gishari. I'm sure it's becoming clear to you now, by taking away the Duke and acquiring Ygritte Norian, we've positioned ourselves well in the ensuing civil war. We just need to install her. Once we take Midrim, flip Bridgeton, we'll have the Northern Kingdoms and the Middle Kingdom, Duchy. And East Wing will be surrounded. Take out us East Wing, move on down south. It'll all fall in line.
I would have told you about the dream before you left.
Sure, I figured you were sleeping or whatever. So, got all the pieces moving.
Once we defeat East Wing, that'll probably flip Presta. Maybe West Wall. And, the rest will be cornered. That's the idea anyway.
I'm sure that some plans will go as expected and others will go, well, what is the human expression? South. But we will do our best. I know that the upcoming days will move quickly as we try to shore up our last plans for our encounter with a Voragesh. And I just wanted to ensure that my actions were in line with our organization, and if there was anything that you needed to impress upon me before we exited the city.
Yeah, I think things are moving along pretty well. I wish it were cleaner. Wish it was simpler. But it's just it's insurmountable, isn't it? The power. It'd be one thing just to topple a single duchy. Stone Marsh. Wade through all the Stone Guard. Fight the minor lords, the barons. Take on the unimaginably powerful Archduchess. And, oh, by the way, she's protected by her husband, the most deadly swordsman in the realm. Okay, done. But we don't just have to do that. Because even if we liberate the Stone Marsh and get past the Stone Guard and kill the Archduchess, do all that, Imperia still stands. The capital still stands. And it's not just a red dragon, the Ravas the Red, to deal with. He's got whatever the Grand Presider is. Oh, but then there's the Grand Protector and the Grand Confessor and the Shades in the College of Whispers. They're all in cahoots. They're all working together. Each piece interlinked, each piece defending one another. There isn't enough space between them to flip them. Once we kill one of them, they're just going to try to kill us on principle. The retribution You can imagine when we make our move. That's just 2 duchies. 2 cities.
Indeed. They sequester themselves, surround themselves with power. Is there a way that we could, as you say, flip one on the other, drive a wedge between them? I'm sure that you look for any cracks that you can, but...
We found one with Thornoria. It's the best we could come up with. What'd you learn about Duplo?
Well, the entity known as Duplo was merely an advanced simulacrum of her true self. The ancient and unknown dragon poses as Angela Creighton. And all the powers and accoutrement that, well, that identity brings with it.
Well, Duplo's been working to stop Vorgesh or stab him in the back once he's summoned, whichever way she was playing that, both, however it worked. That might be enough. It was secretly Angela Creighton trying to weasel out of the contract. That would at least drive a wedge between the Grand Presider, Ravas, and the Archduchess. I don't think they'd go fight each other, but they might isolate one another. Might be enough to get an opening against the Archduchess. If you give them that information. Especially if Vorgesh is summoned and he learns that the Archduchess was doing a workaround. That would isolate her.
Indeed.
You know, Vorgesh would want to have her killed.
Individually, they are weaker.
Yeah.
I suppose we will do our best and hope that in the intervening turmoil, perhaps they will be sufficiently weakened.
Our informants and spies have heard of a rumor, whisper, about the masquerade, going even beyond the blood moon. Someone outside the power structures is making a play that night.
I love it. Love it. Indeed.
Ambush or sabotage. Pieces are in play. I do believe it's going to be a wholesale slaughter.
Is this whisper of something that would align with our interests, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Won't be enough. But if my sources are correct, like I said, it's going to be a massacre raid.
And just so I'm picking up on whatever subtleties laying down, they would be the ones who get slaughtered, or because you said it won't be enough.
Yeah.
Right. So they won't have enough to be able to do it. They would get slaughtered.
You're not really sure, but it's going to be a bloodbath one way or the other.
Got it.
We've been to one of those. It was not pleasant.
If we are at said masquerade, it would be in the best interest to help that third party succeed.
I would seize the opportunity.
I will do my best. And perhaps we can find a way of, well, on the blood moon when Vorgesh does come, unveiling Angela's deception to Ravas and Vorgesh. Perhaps that will be the distraction that is needed. Or one was counting on the support of another and will find themselves absent.
Any doubt you can sow in those ranks is enough. It's something.
I suppose we can make as many plans as we want, but, well, reality is often chaotic, and we will see where the dice fall.
Die will be cast, and it's gonna come up the way it comes up.
Thank you for helping restore my memories, Lord Campton.
You're welcome. No charge, no strings attached. You prayed to the traveler, he answered your prayer. Sometimes we just do things for one another.
I'll just nod. I'll say, please send my regards to Grandmaster Wind.
He's been busy.
Preparing for the upcoming storm, I presume.
Oh yeah. So many fish to fry. I think I'm gonna go on vacation. All this, well, everything I've done to get here. I think it's taken a toll. Don't think I'm the person I was when I started this.
Look down at my shiny bracered arms and say, the strife does seem to change us.
Yes, it does.
Stands up. You can see he's actually he's not even in his black robes, he's just in like a white, pajamas suit.
Could have gone down.
Good luck.
What?
I said, I was just saying, good luck, Lord Campton.
Good luck, Justice.
Takes off his mask. Tosses it aside. You see a very tall and a lean younger man with dark jet black hair and striking green eyes. It has been a pleasure to know you. Farewell, Justice.
Farewell.
And he
Am I even me?
exactly.
Who the fuck was that? Who the fuck was that?
Hang on, let me just.
I pull my mask off and I'm a broom.
I'm a broom.
That's just absurd. Oh my god.
Is there anything anyone wishes to do?
I need to talk to Glitch, but we can. Anybody, are you doing anything, so?
Sylvia?
So, I'm gonna go up to the library and meditate, and during my meditation I want to read through my journal that I deciphered.
Okay.
I haven't had any time to look through.
Alrighty. So I have a question for both Sevilius and Rob. What do you think is in this journal?
I'm hoping any sort of explanation on what had happened in the past, ideas there, what the plans were, any other musings or things that may help us.
Alrighty. When you say plans,
for like taking the pass or whatever, like war plans or.
understood. This is the one? I think this is the one. Oh, no.
Oh, you mother.
So, what this journal contains. It's dense. There are a lot of musings. So as far as like Karen's past and all that, that was more of just a last ditch attempt to get people over the border, get them out of Gishari, make into Cardoon, and see what's what. What I will say is that your father spent a great deal of time researching the plague, and he was completely convinced that it did come from Minister Rawlins, and in fact, of course, it did. Beyond that, what this journal will contain for you is the following information about the blade of the Vizier. So, the blade of the Vizier is a weapon, obviously. It will give you the ability to enhance your attacks and defenses. It will always enhance your attacks and defenses. But it specializes in the ability to adopt the powers of various creatures, chiefly among them the Displacer Beast. It makes you very difficult to hit. And whenever you teleport, it basically is going to be giving you extra and additional strikes. But the big whopper is, what most people don't understand about the Blade of the Vizier is that it's not just the weapon of the Viziers, the Viziri kings of the Elven blood line. It actually houses the consciousness of every single wielder of the Blade of the Vizier. And you can once during your stewardship of that blade, if you're able to gain access to it, you can ask it a question. And if it is within that the power of that blade to answer, which is just about any question you can think of, you will get an honest answer. That is the secret of the Blade of the Vizier. It knows just about everything. And you get one question, and it'll answer it honestly.
Throughout its entire lifetime.
Yep. Dating way back before it was in the Imperial realm, Imperial plane. Can I ask you a question? Yes. But that is the secret of the Blade of the Vizier. It houses the consciousness of every Vizari king. And that's the meat and bones of that cipher. It's his journal. He talks about all his ideas about magic and all the various concepts. I think that's the biggest stuff.
Perfect.
That's it.
It's pretty good, dude.
Yeah. So, Gilly.
What?
So nervous you are all the time. So great.
Listen, when you put this music on, my stomach dropped about 3 inches.
This is normal background music.
Yes, but you picked music on purpose, and I've noticed.
So, Glitch is there. He's just he's laying down on the bed. He's resting. He opens up an eye. You're doing that thing where you stare at me because you want to have a conversation, but you haven't started it yet. I'm supposed to act like I'm asleep, but I'm an elf, and you know I don't sleep. What is it, lady?
How are you feeling?
I feel like I've just been the prisoner of a ancient, powerful sorceress for like almost a month or something. Well, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I got my mind and all my powers stripped from me during that time while being protected by an archfey who despises me. That's about how I feel.
Typical Sunday.
Well, that's a bit on the nose.
How are you feeling?
I don't even know.
What I picked out for this. Oh yeah, there it is.
had a long few months.
It sure has. That message you gave me. We found those hags.
Whew. Ha ha ha. They're dangerous, Gilly.
Yep. And it's been made clear they would give us some limited assistance in our current goal then. But should we ever cross paths again, that wouldn't be good.
Well, as long as you got what you got from them.
We got Dupla out of the picture. We got you back.
Good. I think their attitudes might remarkably change if we actually pull off finding Agnes and perhaps taking out Morgan. Their attitudes might remarkably change then.
I had a feeling something along that might be possible, but I am not going to be holding my breath.
Well, the moment you become a real and proper Archfey, you'll outrank them. Then they'll be your servants. As much as a hag serves anyone.
Now, about that whole thing, I'm sure you've noticed that I've changed since you left or taken.
I can sense it.
I don't know what that means.
You're Fey now. You're becoming an Archfey. I can, you'll be, as you become more attuned to it, you'll see it too. You just sense it when you're in the courts. I could practically see your title floating all around you.
Came in handy when I was negotiating your release.
Yep. You are a member of the Winter Court. That entitles you to certain rights. To be heard and to strike deals, to enter into bargains, to grant power. In time.
We have 60 days to free the Queen of Dreams.
Yeah?
In exchange for you being released.
Fair
If we
trade.
can't get that done within 60 Edda days, he's going to repossess you.
Oh.
I did negotiate that no harm would come to you by him or his siblings, etc.
No, they just make me their servant. And then the Sorrow Crags would be theirs.
Well, we'll just have to make sure that's not a thing that happens.
Yeah, it'd be pretty bad if the King of Nightmares got a hold of the Thane of the Thane holder of the Eternal Soul Well. Would not be great.
That's kind of what I thought too. Probably not good.
High fantasy soap opera, folks.
Probably bad, yeah.
For its full title.
Thane holder of the Eternal Hungerlands, Lord of the Sorrow Crags,
Guardian of
the Baleful Soul Well. I've got it all.
That's right, Baleful Soul Well. That's right.
Got it all right here.
Had that title
All
for
right
thousands
here.
of years. It's kind of like age, you forget.
As long as he doesn't have a Rassic title.
How are you feeling about, this? I appreciate you rescuing me.
Well, in order to do that, it was a bit of a journey. The long and the short of it is we ended up having to go into the dream world.
Okay.
And we had to go, well, we did a couple things. First, we had to recover some of Justice's lost memories. And then we had to find his memory of the first, of a memory where you and I were together in the same place.
Like the first time okay. And was that
so
really?
That was the memory of that concert where the Duke was murdered.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a good performance.
Yeah, funny having a third party view of that whole event.
Yeah.
Don't play coy.
I'm sorry?
I said don't play coy.
Yes, I charmed the room. And you were in the room.
Is that why Morgan was pissed at you?
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to do that.
Why not?
At the time, you were one of the most important things in the world to her. She desperately wanted you to become her exarch and servant. She didn't want any hostility towards you, me, her, any of it. But I told her it's imperceptible and she knows that. And I wanted you to like me. I was newer to the material plane then. I now realize that was wrong to do. I apologize. It's true. I was only recently summoned then. I have now gained more of a conscience. I apologize. I am very sorry. And I have not charmed anyone since. I think that's true. It's hard. Sometimes, well, the thing is, I have like a natural charm that can get people, so it's, I have kind of like an aura, so that's hard. But, okay, I haven't charmed anyone since Nighttown. Was I at Nighttown? I can't remember. But, yeah, I haven't charmed anyone since that, so. And those people...
Went to Nighttown.
Yeah, to do the mission.
That's a whole conversation we've never had.
It was part of the Ascension rituals.
What did she need from Nighttown?
A couple old tomes. Something else. We met with a cultist there. Blood cultist.
How many cultists are there out in Nighttown?
I just met the one. There's the Voidsmith, but I mean, So anyway.
We'll get back to that.
That's all in the past now. Those Ascension rites are, well, they are where they are.
Right.
But yes, that was wrong of me to do. But you already liked, I looking back, I think you already liked me already, so the charm is really unnecessary.
It really was, wasn't it?
It was. But your feelings for me are genuine now, and my feelings for you are genuine.
Charms can be handy in certain circumstances.
Yes.
But you don't need them for that.
No. It's very wrong. But that first night on the ship, when we were, when we knew each other and were getting closer, there was no magic there.
We were all thinking it.
God damn it. But yes, I am sorry, and I don't do things like that anymore to people.
believe him?
Roll insight.
This
Yeah,
would go
this-
great.
It's not gonna go anywhere.
Yep.
There it is.
Real high?
The highest you can go.
Yeah. Yep. I believe him for sure.
Hard to read. No, actually, since he was persuading, you believe him. He was being very sincere.
Believe him for sure.
Yep. He's changed since you all last met him. He used to be cruel, well, more cruel, and he would say things and he would dismiss people. He's much sweeter these days. He's more empathic.
So we've got a bit of it ahead of us.
Yes.
You feeling up to speed?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling a lot better now I've had some time to rest. I'm not done in like
Right.
daddy boy hour work.
Right. You feeling caught up on all of the... You have questions about any of it? It's a lot.
I just prefer not to think about it. I'll just fight when the fight's ready and roll with the dice.
I spent a month in the void.
Yeah, heard that. Selena came into my room and explained it all to me. For like 8 hours. She just, out of nowhere. I was showering.
Asleep in his dreams.
I was having shower thoughts, and all of a sudden there's Selena speaking to me.
Let me die, I said.
You're having shower thoughts about Selena.
Well, no, I was shower thinking, and then she like came out of the mist like some kind of witch. No, I heard what you all told me. The bits and pieces I picked up, and truly horrifying.
Right. Oof.
So, stop the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Well, go home, assemble the, make sure people are on the same line. Go down south, stop the apocalypse. Once the apocalypse is stopped, we get Agnes, get your mom, maybe kill Morgan, and see where we are. Something like that.
Save the Queen of Dreams.
Yep.
While killing Morgan. All in the same space.
Yeah. Yep.
How fast is Morgan going to regenerate or whatever it is she does out in the...
Oh, in the line
Yeah.
of the cold unending. Oh, she's already fully formed.
Oh, shite.
Yeah. Yep, I can
I
hear
thought
her.
we had more time.
No, she's in the cold unending. But I mean,
Cool.
yeah. Archface tend to, but she won't be back in this material world for it.
At least a week.
9 days. As long
For about
as
9 days.
She wouldn't miss a
as
party.
long as the arresting light holds,
It's a party.
right? She will be up. She will not be able to enter the realm.
Yeah, about that arresting light
Yeah,
level
it's
thing.
not great.
Yeah,
It's not doing great. It's not healthy.
that and the machine is trying to take me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's not great.
You're an archfey in the material plane who showed your face to them.
That King of Dreams sold me down the river.
Yeah, he did do that.
Or King of Nightmares, I should
King
say.
of Nightmares, yeah. He did do that.
How does he relate to in the courts?
Well, he is somewhere. He is he is technically a member of the Gloaming Court, which is like the Twilight Court. It's between summer and winter.
Okay.
It's like a neutral court. They don't really have their dimension is the Court of Dreams, and he is the King of Nightmares, and the Queen of Dreams, the King of Nightmares. So he's equivalent. He's equivalent to Titania, Oberon, and Mab.
Okay. No, Mab. Titania is...
Oberon's wife.
Okay.
Oh.
And they are
Summer.
the Summer Fae.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're still out there somewhere, they say.
Interesting. So Morgan imprisoned the Queen of Dreams?
She sure did.
How come?
I don't remember. You have to understand the Fae, where it's like, especially beyond the arresting light. The arresting light tempers us, but it's like, you'll be just sitting down having a chat or whatever, and then all of a sudden blood oaths are being swarmed, demons are being summoned, and there's war. And then after a day or two, well, everyone gets tired and they go home. But Morgan is an avatar of vengeance, so she holds on to her grudges in the way that no other Fae does. I mean, except for maybe Mab holds grudges. But yeah, so unfortunately, the Queen of Dreams, I think she used the wrong dinner fork at a party. I can't remember. It was very minor. And, well, yeah, that's Faes for you. They're very wishy-washy. Yeah, or it was the wrong curtsy, I think. Yeah, we were receiving her at court that day, and it started with the improper curtsy. That got Morgan fuming. And then there was the dinner fork fiasco. And, well, now she's imprisoned.
It was a good day for It's a good day for the Fae when Morgan has a mission.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my
So,
God.
Lady of Vengeance, in winter and all that, and the Snow Queen.
Oh.
So, it was quite the coup when they were in prison, but, I mean, they were in their home turf, so.
I'm royally fucked.
Yeah.
She would have a slight grudge against us.
No. But,
Nah, we'll be fine.
if we can get a hold of the first rites,
Right.
we can unmake her.
Would we be able to do that without going there?
Oh, no. You gotta locally source that magic.
Okay,
You
great.
can't cast a spell that magnitude through there. I mean, you could, but it might cause some issues.
But we can get Agnes the wand out there.
Get out of my head, Selena!
Shower box. Everyone's showering. It's just a room of showers.
I see we've gotten to the orchard part of the evening.
That was quick.
But you're all wearing swimsuits or sensor bars or whatever it is.
Catch us next week on a different streaming service.
Yikes. So, that's that. We'll get there.
Yeah.
And hey, if you die, I'll just bring you back. Guardian of the Eternal Soul, well, you're dating a made man.
Do you think you could teach me how to do that? I mean, I've kind of learned it, but it's been a little while since I was in school, and I've never tried that one proper.
It'll take 7 days. Do you got 7 days till your time?
Here and there.
I can try to teach you, but you're gonna have to pay attention.
I don't know if I could do that. I could try.
Sure, I'll try to teach you.
I mean, I know it from books, but I've never done it, you know?
Well, I practically invented the spell, so.
Well then, in that case. Maybe without using souls?
I can use the diamond version.
I've got a lot of them now that Morgan.
There was no other way to get Justice's soul back.
Yeah.
Diamonds weren't gonna cut it.
Why is that?
He had slipped beyond the moments of Revivify, and I could sense in where he was. He was corrupted. He was in the grips of Dupla or whoever. There was something there keeping him away.
Well, we don't have to worry about that now anymore.
No.
What's done is done. Just worry about next time, I guess.
Shall we get some sleep? Or rest, rather.
I think so.
Alrighty. So, you all successfully complete a long rest. And And would you like to make your way to Bridgeton?
Yeah.
So I would have shared
Don't do that. What are
that.
you doing? Sorry.
I would have shared that the conversation about war with everybody, and I would have shared that right now Bridgeton is looking to flip to the south. We might be able to flip Mercinia to our side, which would be huge. They're a hinge pin. So if we can keep Bridgeton from flipping for the south, and we could hinge Mercinia,
Right.
that's what, 2/3 of the continent? 40% of the continent?
It's definitely a good bit of the continent.
That girl who helped us with Bonzia, she said her name.
Indeed, I believe that she is the rightful heir now that Dornorian is no longer alive. Egrid. Was that right?
Egrid Norian.
Good deal.
Oh yeah, I should probably read.
So perhaps I paid a visit to Lord Campton, and he believes with the added pressure of Midrim squarely on our side, I'm not sure if that would be enough to stay Bridgeton's hand, or if we need to act from internally, but that's correct. We would have a sizable force. It would be the north versus the south.
We would
Well-
have to depose.
Right.
We definitely need to deal with.
Rundle.
And find Mafanwe,
Is this thing
because
half
if there's a power vacuum there, Mafanwe's the one to fill it.
I don't know how to get her back. I don't know where she is.
Well, there's got to be at least a compass. She gave it to me.
She's not on this plane.
Is there somebody else in Bridgeton?
The compass.
I mean,
worked
my
in the
mom who's like gone on a different plane. Mafanwe, she's not the Baroness. It's me ma.
She is get-toable.
I think so, but I wonder about whether or not she's actually safe, since Angela and Dupla are one and the same.
I believe that if the great houses are going to war, it does not make much difference.
Anyway, our next step should be Bridgeton. We can suss it out from there. Sort that out.
The Son of Storms did have some ideas about not killing Rendell.
Right.
He said he would be willing to work with you.
Yeah.
We have to survive all of this because I have a goal in life. I need to pet a Kirin. A juvenile Kirin that's healthy and fluffy. I'm assuming it's fluffy.
Yeah.
It's fluffy, right?
They are very fluffy.
Very good. Fluffy.
I want to pet it too.
I'm glad that we all have life goals.
It's good to have something to focus on.
Perhaps one additional
Fluffy
piece.
is the best.
Yes.
I am sorry to sidetrack this conversation about the fluffiness quotient of juvenile Kirins.
Wow, that was peak justice.
One-liners.
Peak
The
justice.
fluffiness quotient of juvenile Kirins. They're basically fluffy unicorns. Come on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when fully grown, they're basically advanced unicorns capable of casting 9th level spells.
Correct.
Good thing that we have one
They
on our
are-
side.
They're
They
incredibly
are
insane.
nice.
They're incredibly powerful.
And incredibly
And
rare to
sentient?
be in the.
Yeah,
Yep.
oh, they're
Oh,
highly. They're
oh, yeah.
beyond wise, beyond intelligent.
Yep.
Better than
so
all
they
of us.
probably,
They're literally seen on the material plane once every like 2,000 years.
So they probably, the one we saved would recognize us all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
They have like true sight, like telepathy, like
It's
they can fly, they can
insane what
teleport
Kieran's
at
gonna
will.
This is what I get for not playing D&D for the last
Yeah.
15 years.
I didn't even know what a
this
Kieran
stuff.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Anyway.
I'm just taking it in.
Fluffiness quotient.
Indeed, Lord Campton told me that perhaps a thing that could sow additional chaos in the Southern Lords would be revealing Angela Creighton posing as Duplacroix's attempted undermining of the contract. If we were to betray that information to Minister Ravas or Vorgesh at the appropriate time, likely would not cause them to go to war, but perhaps it would insulate them from each other, destabilize the region slightly more.
Infighting.
Indeed. If not all-out war, at least they would no longer be, they would be maybe frenemies. Is that the term?
Yeah, you did good.
That is definitely the technical term.
So we've not spent any time in front of Ravas or the important person that's 400 years old, but we don't know how.
Fiona Blythe.
That one. Have you?
Yes, you have. You haven't seen them since the Red and Gold Concordant, but yes, you have.
But you've spent
Been
more
quite a while.
than half an hour in their presence, so they are known to you.
They are.
She's sending you there in dreams. Get ready.
Yeah.
Last people I want to see, but here we are.
But you're the only one, I think, available to us that we could send in the safest way possible to talk to any of them. Because I can't. They're not known to me.
If I went in the dream, would I be able to disguise myself?
You can show your face as whoever you want to be. So if you want to be your father, if you want to be Shellatrax, if you want to be Duke Narshali, it makes no difference.
Why would he go as Shellatrax? We would, if he was in the dream, we would want him to be seen, wouldn't we?
I'm gonna give this dragon bonus action hide, and it's gonna be the greatest thing ever.
Die.
God, I can't wait.
We create our own.
It's gonna be burrowing in the ground. Oh god, it's gonna be terrible.
Greater invisibility.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
My nightmares have
I
gone
have so
away.
many plans for show tracks now.
He's wearing
You know,
elven boots.
I've got other things I can do on Wednesdays.
I'll just message you. Hey, Shellatrax just critted you. I'm gonna give Shellatrax the assassinate feature.
I think so, that makes sense. This is what I've been doing to people. Shellatrax says elven boots so there's no sound.
And a cloak.
That'd be so good.
We can abuse this spell, something harsh.
Oh,
It's a great spell.
Yeah.
And so that is the key. Do we inform them sooner, or try to drive that wedge earlier, or do we wait until...
Wait until tensions are high. See if we can get into Bridgeton. See if we can flip Bridgeton. And then when they least expect it, they're so distracted by us being little shits elsewhere. Then,
Perhaps we tell them
yeah.
what she
Who
wants
would
to
you-
do.
Once we get into Gish or something.
Who would you go with?
I don't know. I have to think. Someone they would trust, because I'm sure if I showed up and gave them the information, they might just think I'm lying.
Alternatively, we could tell them sooner rather than later, so that they are distracted when we do things like continue to work on flipping Bridgeton.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But if,
And this is the truth. So they can only, it's her own rope. If they don't already know.
I wonder.
I mean, we don't want to give her too much time to deflect.
well,
I mean, what does it matter how much time they have?
I mean, if she's able to convince them otherwise.
perhaps we split the difference and tell them in 3 days, or...
Yeah.
I do not think that they will intervene in the affairs of Bridgeton. Do you?
I don't know. I could never imagine any of these things, so I have no idea what they might do.
I mean, if they haven't swooped
I
in
don't have the head for that.
and eliminated the Son of Storms yet.
That is true.
It doesn't sound like it if Alric said everything was fine.
Yeah.
He did.
So perhaps we give ourselves a few days, a couple days, and then tell them.
I'm fine with splitting the difference. 4 days in.
One last thing from my perspective, and this is just something I was thinking about and out of game. So now that all this has been revealed, the Countess of Avamere was trying to stop me from getting the blade and kill me and all that because she knew what had been done with me. And
Correct.
She is not
Doesn't give a shit about your life because you're just some asshole who's being used as a pawn.
right.
And
so,
as you know, she's a very self-serving individual.
correct. However, when the chips fall, she was going to be trying to side with the North, right?
Yes.
Okay.
However, both Quail and the Son of Storms will not work with the Countess of Avamere.
Got it.
You are
Because they hate her.
welcome.
They hate her. That's
They
right.
want her dead.
Got it. All right, never mind.
So, but she's the third party that Campton was talking about, supposedly.
Well,
Don't
no,
know for
she's
sure.
in the power structure. He said there's a third party outside of the power structure.
Indeed, yep. Okay, got it. So we got to get rid of her.
So there's someone
Got it.
entirely
Perfect.
different.
In order to gain Quail and the Son of Storms as allies, you have to get rid of the Countess.
That's right. So
To work against her.
knowing that, then good. I'll say, Lord Campton also informed me that during the masquerade ball, they've had rumors, whispers of a third party who is going to attempt to capitalize on the grab for power, and he said that there would be a bloodbath of sorts at the masquerade, and that we should assist this third party as it would be in line with our eventual goals.
Interesting.
Who is the third party?
I was not able to discern that.
And it's not us.
It's us from the future.
Oh boy.
I
Oh, boy.
mean,
Too much void fuckery.
yeah, not necessarily us from the future, but like, we're technically outside the power structure.
That is not that did not seem to be what he was
Yeah,
implying.
I don't
He was
think
implying
so.
that there was somebody else.
Do we
So-
know who it is?
No, we do not.
We'll have to keep our ears open.
And perhaps if Chase was more clever, do I know who it is?
Roll an intelligence check.
I'm an idiot, and I'm not.
I mean, I don't care that it's not obvious. I would, I don't. That's fine by me. You know what you know, and you think what you think. It's
The check was a 5. Because justice is not
You're like,
quick.
you're like, I don't know. There's Knife Guy.
Jim the Dagger Man?
Jim the Dagger Man, yeah.
Or
His
Stumpy?
died in the Gladiator
Is it-
Dome in Mercinia.
Is it supremely obvious to everybody else?
No,
the
but-
only,
Figure.
the only,
no, I have no
the only
idea.
thing I can think of is the Heathens Collective.
Yeah. We're all looking at Matt.
Or the Void?
Oh, God. I think Cancer would mention if it was the boy.
So
The only thing I can think of is the Heathens Collective, and we were already thinking of making sure Beverly was up to speed.
Yeah, when I was going to talk to Bevan, I was going to bring that up and see if he had any of the information.
maybe it's just maybe it will be some group of warforged that are trying to overthrow.
No.
The Lane Consortium. Pew pew.
I'm pretty sure they don't meddle in the affair.
No, not at all. I was
Not as
joking.
such.
Okay.
It doesn't make them money.
We
Is the
shall-
Heathens Collective?
Sounds about right.
Okay.
We shall keep our eyes open then.
Okay.
So to Bridgeton.
How are we getting to Bridgeton? We never figured that out last night.
We can teleport.
To Naz's.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Should we give her sending in a warning that we're coming in?
No, not to show up.
I mean,
Kick open the door.
we like Naz, right?
Unannounced. I think
That's
I do not
polite.
think so. When-
I am polite.
I
Hi,
think that would make
Naz.
sense.
It's Gilly. We're inbound. Hope that's okay.
And as you send that, you're like, that's actually the only person I can send sending to in the glide. Because it doesn't work through the mist.
Right?
How did I get in touch with Ulrich?
Oh, that's true. You couldn't have. Yeah.
Shit.
So there you go.
Well then.
It's gone. They're all dead. I couldn't get all of them.
But you know things are okay in the Glide.
Okay.
Just because. They say, they respond, okay, I'll see you soon. I'm just here.
Okay.
You turn down the music just a hair.
Yeah,
Turn it up.
absolutely.
All right. So I'll drop the circle and off we go.
We
Yeah.
were we going with Francis and Vera?
Right?
You want them to come to Bridgeton?
Or were
I
they?
just can't remember if we had agreed whether or not that was a thing happening. Or are they
Vera's
just making their
gonna
own
Vera
way?
wants to hang out. No, Vera wants to
Okay,
hang out
sure.
in the.
But
Yeah.
But Francis was gonna come with us to do the thing in the thing with the blood moon, right?
Yeah.
So is he just gonna make his own way, or
He'll
is
meet
just
you. He
gonna-
can meet you in the counter.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
See
So
you
they
there.
say bye. You guys.
Bye.
You appear in the obfuscate spire with Naz. They turn around, wild
Goodbye,
red hair,
Vernon.
hood down. Goodbye, Goalie.
Goalie. I love it.
Naz like looks around. Welcome to the obfuscate spire, Prism.
Thank you for having us again.
Thank you for letting us use your circle.
Thank you.
Your journeys were fruitful and harrowing and terribly exciting, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm sure
all
we'll
of that.
spend the next several hours regaling.
No.
8 hours to be exact. We've got it to a science.
We're down to 2 days.
2 days to the blood moon.
Negative 15 days.
Oh, like the blood moon passed. Oh, it's hell on earth because we were expositing.
Before I forget, and I'll reach into my bag and pull out the collection of books that I got from Droska. Like, I do not know what subject matter you would like to study, so I got a variety.
Well, thank you very much, Justice. These are very nice. They set them down on an even larger pile of books.
You're very welcome. It was no trouble.
So, I've been in touch with some of your emissaries that you left behind. They are prepared for... There's no music. They are prepared for whatever meeting, council, moot that you want. It's been raining here. Storm rolled in a couple nights ago from the east, which is odd, considering considering they travel from west to east. And it's been here ever since.
Oh,
We'll,
sorry.
Yeah.
That'd be us.
Yeah, they informed me as much.
Quail is a force to be reckoned with, but she seems to be good. She's nature, natural. In my world, this is a good thing.
Neutral thing. Cold and uncaring.
Neutral is a better word for it, I would agree.
Chaotic.
Just ruin things. Come on.
Alright, whatever y'all think.
I mean, it can be whatever, but we don't really know Quail well enough for me to say Quail is good.
Well, I don't think Quail would destroy everything in her path without reason. She was pretty pissed.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, we woke her up. You get cranky after a nap, or you used to.
She was pissed to begin with. Yeah.
When you stew for 400 years.
So,
That's what we said.
whenever you're all ready to venture out into the woods, we can go.
Into the woods.
no time like the present time.
Never the woods.
I am also ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold, please. So as we get towards where we're going, okay, I'm going to...
Turn us into T-Rexes.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Mass polymorph. No,
Excuse me.
That
I
was other
was-
people.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As we get closer, so 5 minutes out, I would go ahead and give us all advantage. So do a 4th level enhance ability.
On.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 charisma.
Okay.
because that'll give us persuasion, right? Persuasion
Jot that down, yeah.
and insight.
Persuasion, deception, intimidation.
Perfect.
Advantage
So-
on charisma.
Yes.
Give her advantage on counterspells.
That's right.
Not that you need them, but well, we'll see how it goes. Shouldn't say.
So give us all advantage. So no matter which one of us is talking, we have advantage on charisma.
I'm pretty
checks.
persuasive.
Alrighty.
I am not.
So as you step out into Bridgeton,
No, you are not. You and your void spine.
in the island of Tehran, you can see there's just a massive storm. And you all eventually do get there and arrive at the encampment of the Son of Storms. And a piece of the storm kind of, well, actually the entire storm itself, just kind of funnels down. And the quail sets foot on the encampment and that kind of around that large bonfire, around that those various stone and log chairs.
Shit, we forgot to get stuff to throw in the fire.
You won't have to. That was a one thing.
The rocks.
Whenever quail materializes and sets foot on the ground, you can see all of the giant kin, all the half giants, all the glass, they all kneel. This is in fact a storm giant who, in giant culture, reside at the very pinnacle of their belief system.
Nice.
And is the closest to the representation of the Allfather. Furthermore, this is a storm giant quintessent, which means she is ascended far beyond common giant power. They all kneel, including the Son of Storms, including the high shaman of the Hill Giants. And she looks around with her lightning-like eyes, round nose, hood. She says, "I believe there are negotiations in order. Much things to discuss." Son of Storms raises up. "Yes. We have a duke to overthrow and a war to be won. I do believe there's something about an apocalypse. So, Prism, let us negotiate." And as you all sit down around the kindling fire, everyone just kind of looks at one another and wait to begin negotiations. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
I wrote it down. It's on the Google Doc.
Perfect.
Glorious.
Woo!
Lots happening.
So, that ends episode 49. So,
Oh boy. Oh.
episode 50 is next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see where we go. Wouldn't it be something to do the Blood Moon on episode 50?
Oh no! Don't do that to me.
I mean, what else are you going to do for 9 days in game? We'll have to see how the negotiations go.
I mean, let's faff about for like 10 more.
Yeah,
Like, wouldn't it make
exactly.
sense to do it on the 60th?
Delay it.
That's right. That's right.
9 more episodes.
Because I have a certain trailer that is about to be done.
If you get it down and get it out,
Oh, it's done.
we can behind the scenes contact all the other people for
Yeah, fast
You know.
forward. Fine.
8 days.
We can have side scenes, is what they're called.
Yeah.
Good mechanism, good device.
And then
Oh my God.
do this thing,
What?
and then punch our way through Gish.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I didn't think I was going to have another nervous breakdown.
Episode 50.
I'm going to have a couple
We
days.
can't let it pass by.
I mean, it's also the 3rd of July where no one has to work on Thursday, so they can all show up
Yes.
to watch
Exactly.
us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So and also
I don't have to work on Thursday.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? You're saying you aren't ready for another like crisis, like emotional crisis this soon, but this whole game has just
Correct.
been nothing but
Correct.
one
One
emotional
emotional
crisis
crisis.
after the next.
There was that one
So-
shopping episode in Bridgeton.
That's
no,
right.
wait, that was
Nope.
during that.
We
That was gay.
went to the gay bar once. Oh no!
No, that
was
was
Vampires.
It was right after we killed a vampire.
You were in a boat for a little while. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, then we were
Got
attached.
attacked by glowwings.
No, the boat.
Oh, that
The Howard
memo.
Sparrows let you live.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So you're welcome.
That's right.
You're welcome.
You know, we only had my family that was partially kidnapped, partially in hiding, and my boyfriend Fey Demon kidnapped.
Yeah.
So we only had that hanging over our
That was
heads.
that's a normal Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm pretty sure part
Thank
of that
you.
episode was
In game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dupla talked to Justice at some point during that trip. So
Yeah, but you were on the ocean, so that was kind of nice.
that's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Alrighty, folks. So we might. Well, I'm just gonna fucking say it now. These little shits. Episode 50 will be the masquerade, the blood moon, the whole kit and caboodle. Don't miss it. It's going to be insane.
And I might have been cooking something up too.
Good. We'll see you next week during the blood moon.